unable to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
You don't just get to say and do whatever the fuck you want on this planet without consequences. You know, consequences have actions, pimp. So, it's this simple. Stop being a bitch. Let's do it. Ooh.
Pussy face goatee. You can't speak to me. Transplant hairline trim. You can't speak to me. My services cost 5 bands. 5 bands. Symmetrical jawline, crispy hairline. Chisel, crispy complexion. It's the gym daily. Body to kill for. Peanut butter skin. Focus on your sexy, bro. Your shit's looking real poverty, bro. Oh, baby, bro. You looking real pale and shit on stream, like pussy face goatee. You can't speak to me. Transplant hairline trim. You can't speak to me. My services cost 5 bands. 5 bands. You fucked up because you took the first step towards a public view. Crispy hairline, crispy jawline. You're not crispy, dumbass. You're crisp. My streams are clean. They don't have a bunch of butter on the screen. Look at my face. It's fat. It's oils. It's grease. Pussy face goatee. You can't speak to me. Transplant hairline trim. You can't speak to me. My services cost 5 bands. 5 bands. And block me. 5 bands. 5 bands. 5 bands, bro.
I'm not a children's entertainer because
I'm good
not
whenever,
open. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer. Big ups to your dad.
I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peeling comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera.
I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peeling comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peeling comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
That being said.
Hello. This is Phil Burnell. All right. And just wanted to tell you that I love the podcast. That being said, big ups. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. A.L. Team Insider, the legend, fantastic Mr. Sam, the dentist, speak to the dead. Psychological style host. Get well soon, man. Meerkat. Artistic style host. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, which vest is podcast best?
If there was ever meaningful content, it's being produced right here on That Being Said.
We got to decide if this is going on or not, Meerkat. Please can make a decision here. We're like half-hearted now.
Well, first of all, I need to settle everything on the back end, so I have enough time to give you guys the call to start laughing.
Yes.
Otherwise, how would you know? So
Yes.
yeah, we're gonna figure it out.
What's up, everybody? It is Sunday. It is time to go over the very robust week it was. This middle of April, and it was a very robust week to say the least. A lot of fun stuff to talk about today, I think. To help us talk about that, we brought the legendary Ludwig World Order. Hello,
How's it
Ludwig. How's it
going?
feeling?
How's it going,
Always-
everyone? Hope you're doing well. Having a good
Always
weekend.
always nice to have you in the house as well. And we have Meerkat. Any business style announcements we got to get to before we get rolling?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're taking it easy with the competitions now since we got the biggest one, and we're letting people relax because they can't just be constantly asked to create free content for us. It's just not fair. So we got to give them a little bit of a break. So nothing really going on right now. We're just going week in, week out. Let's see what this fat idiot is up to. And today we have a lot. Man, we're going to be watching a lot of clips. That's why I immediately jumped into the 3-man with a screen layout. Because, yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
You want to go chronologically or reverse chronologically here? We're going to talk about last night first or last, I guess is the question.
Yeah, I'm thinking first, talking about
Okay.
the less interesting things, and then we climax in that, like, 40-minute rant about why he can't be successful.
Yes. So last night, we're not watching the clip, I'm sure, but just last night was obviously the exciting return of Catherine after count them, 3-pronged delays.
What a
this-
night it was. She was
This
looking
was-
beautiful.
This
Best
was
she's
going to
ever
be
looked.
this was going to be the night. I mean, I was ready. WPIG was ready. And then he drops a tweet 45 minutes before the scheduled time and says, remember, guys, co-op with Cat coming up 45 minutes before the stream. Okay. 40 minutes after that, we get sorry, guys, change of plans, whatever the fuck he said. And then he got on stream and then said the following. So just keep that in your mind, right? 45 minutes before the stream, all is well. It's coming. We're happen. Can't wait to see you guys. Hyping it up still. And then 40 minutes after that, it was canceled. So why? Well, let's at least hear Philip's side of the story, and then we can make our own decisions, I guess.
Yeah, so this is the Memology 1-on-1 video on the topic, so shout out to them, obviously.
We realized, it might make more sense to
I love
do
the
it
sitcom
on a weekend
intro.
because
Yeah.
typically she doesn't have to work
And
weekends.
He's a family
what
guy.
What the fuck is with these t-shirts? Again,
Yeah,
I know every time.
This is the
LTG
worst
is watching
one.
being like, man, there's something I can't make fun of him for now. I
This
was
is
making
the
fun of
worst
him
one.
for, but that avenue is now closed off.
This blue is the worst one. I don't know what's going on here. This takes some fashion sense to pull off this kind of shirt, Like, it works on somebody, but
Yeah.
this is not the right person.
I think what makes it even worse, like stylistically speaking, is that there's such a huge contrast in themes between what he's wearing in the background that it makes it pop up even more. If he had some kind of like a Hawaiian background with like palm trees and an ocean and like people, I don't know, tourists or whatever, he would fit in and it wouldn't be as annoying. But this is like, what the hell, man?
And there are ways to split the difference. Like there are like Hawaiian shirts that have like Kirby on them or like Pokemon on them, but they're a little pricey. These shirts look like you got them in a bag, like 5 out of a variety.
It looks there's exactly one time that I bought clothing from Wish. Obviously, you should not do that. But I wanted to see, like, just out of curiosity, because it was like dirt cheap. And I received it, and it looked exactly like this. Like the material, the fabric, the pattern, it just looks like shitty. I don't know how to tell you.
Just all
And-
screams Booze Cruise. That's what I'm saying. It's a Booze Cruise shirt.
Yeah. the thickness of it doesn't really help him out too, because you can see just if you like speed up the video, like it's just vibration from like the lower part of the screen. Like there's no way to hide just like the jiggling that's going on down there.
There's no buffer for the jiggles.
Right. Like even just like a cotton t-shirt, you notice it a lot less, but with these really thin shirts, it's just like bowl of jello.
It's not every time, because like I said, her schedule could change, but typically she's not working over weekends. So we're like, maybe like Saturday nights would be perfect, because number one, she won't be overly exhausted from working. Number two, it's a night, usually typically on weekends, more people can attend, right? People aren't in school, aren't in work, they're out, and they could come by and stream a little bit more. Like, well, a lot of people want to see our Stu co-op. It'd be pretty cool. We do the co-op on the weekend. We'll probably get more viewers.
But okay,
why does he do his lowest watched streams on the weekend? The reaction gets no views, but he sets aside like the best prime time for it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why it doesn't matter what he's saying here. He's just saying stuff. He is just saying stuff. This is going to be a nice montage of just saying stuff to come up with some reason that's not Kat saying, I don't want to do it. But we'll hear it. We'll hear it.
And like putting whatever it is on the late stream means that nobody in Europe is going to be able to watch it. You just absolutely confirm that, because that shit is like 4:45 a.m. for me, and I'm definitely not getting up to watch it. Which is also
or even
why,
like on the East Coast, that's like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad, but still, for me, is like it cannot be done, and that's why I'm so salty that I missed the Kat reveal, because I could have been there, but it was just like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
So we totally agreed to this. Like, yeah, this is great. This will work out, right? So then here's what happened is we had our day out on Thursday, and it was a great day. Don't get me wrong. We did a lot of fun stuff together.
Well, good for you.
Did some shopping, had a great dinner. We talked about it on the podcast yesterday, how good of a day it was, right?
A lot of expensive food.
But basically...
Oh, yeah, they said, that was the anniversary day, and they got, like, the biggest sushi meal they've ever had or something. It was, like, amazing. It was godlike.
He's trying to cover up for the he knows we make fun of the Burger King thing enough, so he's trying to overcompensate. That's all.
Because of that.
Pulled his eyelids to the side as it was ordering.
Behind on stuff, like my wife is behind on things she would normally do, like loads of laundry and doing certain housework and stuff like that.
It's like, it fucking baffles me that he talks about it like this and completely glosses over the fact that he could have actually helped her. It's like, you're not doing industrial amounts of laundry. You're doing laundry for two people. Well,
2 people.
To be fair, let's call him 3 because Kat.
Don't say Kat joke.
She got like double. She's double. But
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Uneven load.
Yeah. Oh God, we're getting to the uneven load.
This morning
we're at the uneven load.
We get up and we're having breakfast and we're talking about it, and we're kind of like, yeah, we're still on par. We're gonna do the co-op tonight, and I could already tell a little bit that maybe Kat was a little like frazzled about it.
Oh, dude, imagine if he could tell that she didn't feel like doing it, then she was like super not in the mood.
I imagine she was just crawling along the floor, trying to show how out of it she was, just on all fours crawling. Man, I'm tired, Philip. It looked like she's a little frazzled. I couldn't tell.
He's breathing like a buffalo.
I didn't know or anything, but we're still set to do it. So
look, we're still set to. Okay, just real quick. He can tell she's frazzled. We're still set to do it, though. All right, really cool, cool dude here.
It's on the schedule, and then we're gonna clickbait people up until like 30 minutes before the show, and then we're gonna say it's not happening.
Yeah.
And as I finished my first stream, I went downstairs into the kitchen, and here's Kat.
Like, it's so important when you get all this stuff out of the way. Like, let's cook dinner early, get the laundry out of the way first, so we got nothing getting in the way during this night stream.
I mean, my thoughts. She's doing whatever it takes to tell this dumb fuck, I don't want to do it, without saying right to his face, I don't want to do it, which is very hard for some people to do, extremely, and especially autistic people. Yeah, go ahead.
Because, whenever she says she doesn't want to do it, he makes her feel like dog shit. You know that's going to happen. And I suspect is like things like, oh my God, Kat, the fans really wanted to see you, man, and they were gonna support it, and they were gonna like really have fun, and it's like, it's really disheartening that you're doing this to me, and this fucking guilt trip, this shit fucking hurts, man.
Yeah, I mean,
finish.
it's kind of obvious, but if you want to do something, you'll make every excuse to do it. And if you don't want to
Yes.
do something, you'll make every excuse not to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner, and that's surprising because usually she's done with dinner. A lot of times she finishes dinner early, and she's rushing to try to finish dinner as I'm coming down from my stream, and I know immediately something's wrong.
Stressing.
And you can tell she's
All right.
really stressed out. And I said,
Watch
what's
the
going on?"
eyes widen and corner demons here. That's when you know he's really getting deep into lies too. So just watch for this as you see one on your screen now.
And she goes, so I'm trying to do one thing and another thing goes wrong. I try to do the next thing and the next thing goes wrong. I did nothing
Please.
wrong. I did everything correct. I said, so basically, it's one of those Murphy's Law situations.
Then fucking help her wash the dishes, you fucking dipshit. What's the problem with that? I don't understand. What's so hard about it? Like they physically do not have more than like half an hour's work at the house, unless it's an actual dumpster or a crack house. Come on.
She's trying to microwave the banquet meal, but every 30-second interval it goes automatically down to 0 degrees. And you
Just start it over.
all over.
Oh my god. Dude, we need to did you show this during the
I did
group
on
thing?
Thursday. Yeah, we
Oh,
did on
okay, so
Thursday.
you
You
guys
can watch
go
it again.
watch
Though.
that.
People won't complain. People will not complain.
30-second increments.
This is
Yeah.
like you gotta get the molecules to be moving fast.
Gotta stir them up.
Right? As I'm in the kitchen with my wife and she's trying to finish dinner, a noise goes up. It's our washing machine. She's trying to wash clothes, and this washing machine has errored out saying uneven
She's
load.
trying to
What?
wash clothes.
Uneven
You-
load?
The washing machine errored out like it's a fucking computer.
It
It aired
crashed.
out. It's a glitch.
Time. So she's been trying to do a load of clothes for over an hour and can't even finish it
Compiling error.
because the goddamn washer keeps saying uneven load. So I said, I'll go look at the washer. You focus on dinner.
Oh my
Let's
god,
work
what a
together.
saint!
Let's figure all this
Look at
out.
this guy.
She's got
Yeah,
Got the
of
wrench
course.
out like the engineer from Team Fortress. Just banging on it.
to figure that shit out.
He did like
Hold on, honey, I
the-
got this.
He did
What
the
a Chad.
tiniest thing remotely possible to help her out, and now we're like, yeah, honey, you don't have to worry about it. I got it taken care of, okay?
I don't even know what was wrong with the load of clothes, honestly.
And well, it was uneven,
I
dipshit.
went in and it was just a bunch of towels and a few pieces of clothing. It's like
It
I
all
don't know
seemed
why it's
even
saying
to me.
uneven load. I have no idea. You know, I'm separating it.
Do you think he started counting them to see if it's an odd number of clothing or an even number?
This is 5 pieces of clothes, Annie.
Oh my god, Cat, you fucking idiot. You put 17 pieces of clothing. It needed to be 18.
We're
The
supposed to
When
fuck?
are you gonna learn?
You separate it out so they're not lumped together. You toss them back in fresh, even though they're soaked. You know, you got to keep doing that so that they won't keep doing that, right? So
Okay.
that's wrong.
Okay.
He says it means the
So-
load is too heavy. That's not what it means. What it means
Can
is
mean that.
somehow what's in your washer has become loaded to like one side or clumped together to the point where
I
the
love
washer
this.
can't effectively move the
Shout out to
clothes
Mike
anymore. They're
Clump.
stuck in place.
Mike Clump.
So then it stops to prevent the washer from moving across your floor
Oh.
or causing damage to the
Oh.
washer.
Ah.
It's the first time I'm ever hearing of this being a thing, and I've been
Uneven
washing my own
load
clothes
style?
for the last 10 years.
Well,
So anyway, basically I cleared it up, right? I go to start the washer again. I stupidly hit the power button instead of the resume button. I hit the power button. So
Of
it
course
resets
you
the whole
do.
goddamn thing. Now I don't need to wash the clothes the whole full setting again.
who
So I go to-
cares?
well,
It's
wait,
an hour.
So I gotta call the cat.
No, but this
Yeah,
is like
where is it? Why the urgency?
I
you
have
don't
no idea.
understand. This is something that happened in their household that remotely, like 1% relates to an actual stream. So for him, it's a thing that it's a super interesting story that he has to tell you about. Because usually nothing happens to this dude. His day off segments are literally, we went and bought like cherry juice, and then we played video games, and then we went to sleep. So this is like a big event for him.
dude,
Yeah.
and this shows how little he does around this fucking house, dude. He
Yeah.
he
It just-
can't even push start.
It blows me away thinking about like all the mental processes that he's going through, trying to record everything that goes on during the day to try and like summarize it to talk about on his streams. Like that has to be so exhausting. Like you're not really living in the moment. You're like living as like some chronicler who's trying to like record everything to talk about it later. But you have to spin it in a way that makes you look like super busy and sophisticated. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, it's gotta be
And remember,
tiring.
This doesn't really connect to the story at all. Why Cat's not going to be here. We're just trying to pile on the story. Let's say words per story to make it kind of like don't worry about the ending as much. This is just throwing as much shit on the fire, and then you kind of we get to the ending. It's not that big a deal when I get there because this is all. There's no need to say any of this. You could say there's a problem with the clothes washer, and then I fixed it. But no, we have to get this whole story to get us ready for the true reason she's not going to be on the stream. But yeah, let's go.
What are the chances this whole ordeal with the laundry took him less time to actually complete than it took him to tell the story about completing it?
Yeah.
It's like I stupidly pressed the power button instead of the resume button. Like that actually took 2 seconds.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter when you have an hour. It's a one load of laundry. You can wait till tomorrow, brother. That's how it works.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, apparently Kat was like backed up on laundry. They
didn't
have anything to wear.
Oh my God. Sometimes I'm so stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. I screwed the whole load up. What do I do? So now she has to leave.
That's gotta be so embarrassing. Honey, I'm an idiot. Honey, you married an idiot. You dedicated your life to a complete moron. Get over here.
He had to call her over there. Sorry, honey, I screwed the whole load up. No, you can just start it again. What are we talking
Honey, I'm
about?
stupid.
Yeah.
And then he goes on stream. He's like, I'm not stupid. Everyone says I'm stupid, but I'm not. And then
What do I do?
And his most private confidant, he's like, I'm an idiot.
Come over to the laundry room to show me how to use the washer because I'm an idiot, right? So it's like, why did I even help? I just complicated things even
Why
worse.
do I even? That's how he doesn't do anything. By the way.
Oh yeah. Why did I even
the
help?
classic. You know what? Why don't you just take care of this? I don't know what I'm doing. Clearly, look, I pushed the wrong button. Can you believe it? Take care of it, honey. Seems like you got a good handle on this, Kat. You do it.
So finally, we get it going again on like a short cycle. It's like 15-minute short cycle.
Telling her like, don't let him do anything.
Yes,
pretty much. Yeah.
Next time he volunteers to do something, say no.
Yep.
Short spin cycle or something like that, right?
Oh,
Go back to the kitchen. So basically, trying to finish, and I could tell Kat is completely stressed out. And I said, "So what's
What the fuck is so stressful about washing some dishes and doing some laundry?
I don't know.
And working like 2 days a
Realizing
week.
what she's married to is just tiring.
Remember who's talking, by the way, Meerkat. So Philip is telling us she looks stressed out, which probably means she just looks like she's like she's down, like
Like
she wanted to quit
normal.
that stream. She wanted to quit that stream before, and she was kind of like, I'm so done with this, and it's clearly obvious, like I don't want to do what you want me to do. And he's saying like, oh, she was really stressed out from all this big ordeal with the washing machine. Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
going on?" And she's like, basically, the whole week has been a shit show, right? Ever since the work schedule changed.
None of
earlier
that
this
changed from the
And then-
40 minutes before he canceled the stream. by the
No,
way.
that is great point.
Yeah.
Remember, 45 minutes before the stream, guys, we're looking forward to the stream. See you then. With co-op with my wife. That's what he said.
She had to work more days and different times. It threw her schedule off. So
But wait, didn't she want to work more days? That was the issue before, that she couldn't work enough days, and now she's working enough days and doesn't like that. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. Didn't the anniversary happen recently? Like, how is that not like a stress reliever? Did that add to the stress?
In his mind, remember, he has to find a good reason why she doesn't want to do it. When the truth is, I just don't want to do it. So he's, this stress thing is kind of convenient because you can't really confirm or deny stress, right?
Yeah.
behind on all this stuff.
Check the
And
meters.
she's like, I need to get clothes done today. I need to do this. She's like, tell me all the stuff she has to do. And
This,
she's like,
this.
I
Oh
would've
yeah, of
had
course I get
all
it.
done. But that work throwing me off. And then we had our day off for our anniversary.
Right.
If we had stayed home that day, I would have had more time to catch up, but we didn't. We went out, and not that she regrets that.
What is he catching up on? What are we doing
She
now?
is catching up on her stuff she has to do.
Like what?
And
Like
if you-
laundry, so.
Yes, literally that.
Oh my
so we're talking about
God.
carpet. Let's see, sweeping, I guess. What else happens? I don't know.
Jasper puking.
This
I
is,
guess, yeah.
unironically, it's like an hour's work of an hour's worth of work by 2 people. They could have just finished everything before they even left home in the morning. God damn, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Loved having the day out, but basically she just can't play.
And it's like, of course, it's easier to sit here and make excuses for legitimately almost 9 minutes. This is just 9 minutes of excuses and complaining and hoping that something's going to happen, but nothing happened.
Yeah.
Playing catch up all week. It hasn't yet, right? And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? And basically, here's my.
Okay, remember, just real quick. He said there, what do you want to do? So he's going to say how he made the decision at the end of this, but he just fucking said very clearly, I asked her, what do you want to do? So keep that. Yeah. Your Honor, I asked her, what do I want to do? What do you want to do?
Take on this. I'll be honest with you. This is the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Rewind that, Meerkat.
Yeah.
Why would you ever say for a factual statement, here's my honest take on this? If you're just saying what happened, there's no takes involved.
But he's only saying he's gonna be honest so you can pay more attention to him.
Oh, okay. I
Right.
forgot about that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. It's like legitimate actual piece of lore. Him saying that he's gonna be honest doesn't actually mean that. It means that you should pay attention.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Earth.
God,
Are
that
we
hair.
going to be doing co-op tonight if she's going to be stressed out?
But here's the thing, man. He is making this whole ordeal of like sitting on stream playing a video game seem stressful for her. And he's describing it in such a way like you have to it's almost you go into like a business meeting or something, which is just like all you got to do is just sit there, play video games, and try and have fun. And the likelihood is that you're going to have fun because you're going to be sitting next to your soulmate, right? And you guys are going to have fun regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah,
And it's
but
a David Cage game with like
Yeah.
the gameplay of a fucking speak and spell.
Yeah.
But remember, this, you know what? I think it might be stressful for her to play games because you imagine how he talks it up. All right, Kat, they're going to be saying a lot of stuff in the chat. They're going to be talking about your weight, your ex-boyfriend that
Yeah.
beat your ass, the restraining order we got, how home room's not clean. You got to get ready for all this stuff, but don't worry about it, okay? I'm there for you, huh, babe? Well, that's not a fun place to be. You can see clearly why she doesn't want to do it,
Right?
But-
The whole idea of us coming in here and doing anything together on a stream is that it's supposed to be a fun atmosphere, right? We're going to have fun together. We're going to play a game. We're going to talk and do Q&A with the audience or whatever
Oh
it
yeah,
may
I'm not
be.
thinking about like all the makeup she has to do before showing up. There is that.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Right?
that.
If she's already stressed out and now she's going to come in here and try to play a game, that's just going to translate into her demeanor and her enjoyment of the stream in general. And you also know,
Yeah,
let's
like
be
last
honest,
time?
you also
Yeah.
know that the trolls are going to be here. I already see some of them in chat saying dumb shit. I'm kind of ignoring them now to at least give my
I'm
explanation.
just ignoring it. I don't even see what you're saying. you guys,
One
just
second,
so you know.
guys. Annoying
First
fucking
time we're
animal.
ignoring it ever. Oh,
What happened?
That's a good one.
classic.
What the fuck? But
The fuck?
that's the thing. Like, what's the point of doing a late night stream with my wife where we're supposed to be having fun together if she's not going to have fun because she's stressed out? It doesn't make sense, right?
So why'd you ask her to
So
do it then?
I said to her, I said, if you're stressed out and all you want to do tonight is play catch
Doesn't
up
he
or
stream
do
when he's
some
stressed out? I
relaxing
don't know.
Mm-hmm.
or whatever you want to do, that's perfectly fine. Just tell me now, and that way we're not being forced into a situation where we're doing a stream that's not going to work because we're going to be stressed out and upset or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to do it. She's like, I want to do it, but let's do it on a week when I'm not so stressed out because she's so backed up and everything.
She's backed up on what?
She's backed up.
on what?
I think he told the truth for the first 4 words of that. I don't want to do it, and then he added a lot more to it.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped believing.
I want to do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to do it.
It's crazy, man. I gotta feel some level of sympathy towards her because I know he's fucking gaslighting the shit out of this woman, and he's guilt tripping the shit out of this woman every opportunity he gets because that's just how he is. He might not even want to do that intentionally. It's just like who he is. It's just how he does stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically,
They're gonna love it,
we
honey.
agreed
And
we're gonna
she's
do-
like, they're not gonna love it.
Yeah.
When if they ever.
we're going to do it next Saturday.
So I think we're done with this one, and the rest of it is probably just gum flapping and nonsense.
It's
and
more
not saying
more gun
anything.
flap. Hey, no, a little bit more. Give it one more minute because he does give a lot. He goes on for a whole 2 minutes here of stuff she said, which is, of course, definitely things
Oh,
Oh,
she
yeah.
said. Yeah.
night. She wants to do it badly. She wants to play
Oh,
this game. And in
He
fact,
really badly wants to do it, brother. Definitely.
Brother, why didn't you help her out with the laundry and the dishes then? Like, what the fuck? It all comes down to this. It all comes down to she didn't do it because he stressed the fuck out of her and he just left her to do whatever she had to do. Because it's quote unquote the stuff she had to do. It's her responsibility. So obviously, in the holy schedule, we cannot commit such a transgression against the holy schedule. If it says cat on the activity, she has to do it.
Definitely.
of course, she was very apologetic. She's like, I'm nervous now. Is
No.
everyone going to be upset? I
She
said,
was
"You
so
don't have to-"
apologetic, you guys. It's okay.
Right.
She apologized to
you
me.
hear this? You hear this? I'm nervous that you're gonna be upset. Instantly, like abuse.
Ooh.
We're going to do
Literal
it
Yeah,
every
yeah.
night.
That's
She wants
truth.
to do it
True statement here.
badly. She wants to play this game.
Listen
And
to
in
this
fact,
shit.
Of course, she was very apologetic. She's like, I'm nervous now. Is everyone going to be upset? I said, you don't have to worry.
Yeah,
It's like,
she's
listen,
really
number
worried.
one, all right, this is our life together. It's not dictated by what happens on one of my work stream.
Oh,
Why do
dude,
you
I can imagine this conversation, like the whole thing. It's like she says, "Well, I don't feel so good, I can't do it," and he starts pushing her to do it. And then in the end, when he sees that it's not happening and he feels like shit, we turn it around. We're now like,
Hey, Kat, you don't have to do anything, baby. You don't have to do anything, babe. This is like our thing, babe.
Why did he look at his hand there? Could you go back a little bit? Like,
I'm
watch this.
nervous now. Is everyone going to be
Wait,
upset? I said, you don't have to worry. It's like, listen, number one, all
Wait,
right,
not yet.
this is our life together. It's not
Yeah,
dictated by
looking
what
at
happens
chat,
on
I
one of my
think.
work
Oh,
streams.
he looked. I thought he looked at the hand.
Just
but all right.
because we told them we're going to do
By the way,
co-op,
this ring reminds me that I'm married.
Yeah, it looked like that kind of.
it doesn't mean that's the end of the world, and now we're all hugely.
Honey,
have
it's
to
not
be
the end of the
committed to doing
world.
this.
Whatever
It's
happens
ridiculous.
on my stream has nothing to do with my real life.
Yeah.
Like,
It might
okay,
actually be the
whatever.
end of the world soon because some freaky stuff is happening in the Middle East. So
Oh no.
it might actually be the end of the world, and we're not going to see that co-op.
Fuck.
ridiculous, right? It's supposed to be something
That
nice
might get drafted.
in addition to something that we already do.
Do you think DSP could get drafted? What are
No.
the regulations?
No,
for
he's
that?
Too
aged
old.
out.
Too old.
Come on. We can't even just like shoot him out of a cannon or something?
Too
Can't use
old.
him
Me,
as
on the
like
other
a
hand.
suicide bomber?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Come
Be a
on.
drone pilot. Just that'd be the worst.
Where am I shooting? You still haven't told me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the end of the world. Not everyone's gonna freak out. It's not. And that's the thing. I think she genuinely feels
Now we know. Let's
sad
guess how she
and
feels.
worried
'Cause
that
clearly you
people
don't
aren't
know.
gonna want to see the co-op now because it keeps getting rescheduled. So what I basically have to say is it's this simple. When she's ready to come on to do it, we'll do it. And she says, let's do it next Saturday. She wanted to do it
And
tonight.
now he's pretending to be like standing up for his wife, but he is the one that put all this pressure on her. Because he's like,
Yes.
every day he's asking her, when are we going to do the co-op? Oh, you want to do it now, Rambo? Remember with Rambo, it was the same thing.
Hey, Rambo, when
Yep.
are we going to do the co-op? Rambo, you want to do the co-op now? How about now, Rambo?
Yep. Rambo confirmed he was persistent with that shit and would not stop. All you could do to get out of this, make Kat not be stressed out, is say, whenever you're ready, just let me know. And that day will never come. But at least you're not pestering her every fucking week,
Yeah.
But
And his spin on that is that he's a workaholic when actually he's just greedy and just wanted to turn everything into monetizable content.
Yeah.
But it's just things just kept getting backed up and backed up and backed up and backed up to the point where it's like, to even come on here tonight, she's going to feel so stressed. What's the point, right?
good thing you still asked her, though, huh?
She's going to feel stressed for what, though? I still don't get it.
Yeah. That's probably enough, but it's almost, he's just going to find people in chat that agree with him. Yeah. Whatever. Canadian
Oh, yeah.
Cucker just said, yeah, take it off whenever she's ready. That's fine. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Definitely.
She doesn't owe us anything. Yeah, you're right. She doesn't owe you anything. Okay.
That's exactly right.
I guess she
Lawrence.
assumed that you were a man of your word, and when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. But honey, it's not how it is. You're all
Lawrence
right.
says, it's okay, tell Kat she just doesn't owe us anything. Correct.
Yeah,
Oh my
there it
God,
is.
literally what you guys said.
Definitely.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
absolutely
I watched
correct.
the ALT restream.
She doesn't owe anyone anything. She doesn't have to be on
Oh,
a stream.
great.
There's no
Thank
commitment.
you.
If she really doesn't
Well,
want to
do
the co-op,
we owe
never have
you anything as your audience? I mean,
What are
isn't
we
this like a
doing
give and take?
to do it. But she wants to. Like, she genuinely wants to do it.
Well,
It's just
clearly
things
she
keep
doesn't.
If she
happening.
wanted to, she would have made any excuse to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
She would have put off the laundry. She would have kept the dishes in the sink or whatever, and just
Yeah,
tough
it's
it
not
out.
even like you have to finish. That's not even something you have to finish. Like if she was in some college course where the finals coming up, all right,
Yeah.
that's different. Laundry can wait until the next day. Actually,
Yeah.
you can wait multiple days. It's crazy.
That make it be screwed up and delayed. We were 100% ready for Tuesday. Then her work schedule changed. Then
Bro, both of them are completely helpless. Like, it's insane the level of helplessness that they've both reached to where this is something that is worth talking about for like 8.5 minutes.
we're going to do it Wednesday. And then we're like, oh, shit, after her working the several days, then she was tired. Now, now we're going to do it tonight, but now this is happening. It's like, this is the thing after a thing after a thing, right? So
I guess
No.
that's it. Yeah, we reached the end of
Yep.
this one. What do you guys feel like doing now? Shall we go on Twitter for a little bit?
Yeah, let's do a few shout outs and then Twitter.
All
So
right,
let me
go
get
for it,
shout outs
brother.
to Be Awesome One. Legend Be Awesome One says SoCast officially outlived. LOL. Oh yeah. SoCast got a shout out this week. We'll probably hear from that. I run the house says with him believing he needs to babysit YouTube uploads, this makes sense. He feels like if he doesn't stare at an appliance as it works, then it breaks. That could be true. I think that's more a case of I want to be busy, so I have to sit here. This is part of my work. I'm babysitting uploads, Henny. This is very important, Henny. But that's my take on that. Vanilla Gorilla in the house.
Babysitting laundry loads.
Yeah, just sitting there babysitting, standing still, doing polls. Ludwig, question for Ludwig. New Grug adventure with the washing machine. Ludwig, what say you for that idea?
New Grug adventure with the washing
You know the
machine.
Grug adventure he's talking about, right? That's the first. I didn't know it was you at first, but you called into that being said the message show a long time ago.
I get it.
Yeah. That was awesome. I didn't know it was you at first.
Mini Tyrannosaur not running in machine wheel.
I pay with shiny rocks. The magic mirror device pays with seashells. That's not fine. Yeah, that's funny. Copeside Phil in the house says, whenever he says, I'm going to be honest, you know a big lie is about to be told, and he's going to gaslight the Dens. Yep. Well, remember, I'm going to be honest means pay attention. That's it. What is mannerism? Utterly Insane says, Phil just doesn't want to admit that Cat doesn't want to do a stream as he thinks that will make him look worse. Yeah, there's no way he's going to come out. Well, when that happens, which it's finally done, he's going to have to say some excuse to try to make him not look bad. But in the meantime, he'll make Cat look bad. I guarantee that day is coming because there's no way this co-op's going to happen anymore. I don't think so. I guess we'll see next Saturday. I'll be there. Unoffended Gamer says Stockholm Syndrome. Could be. We'll never know. Shorts Vault says, is Cat's money hers alone or towards his BS? Now, this is all speculation. I'm guessing
I think
it's
she
her,
spends her own
allowance.
money, and that's my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's her allowance. That's kind of the allowance she gets that she works for. Mm-hmm.
But what does she spend it on then? Like, I mean, he clearly pays for all the DoorDash.
Clothes, makeup.
Games,
I guess.
I bet it's games. I bet Phil doesn't pay her games. Like, we keep our finances separate, honey, right? You don't look at my finances. I don't look at yours. That's how it works. And that's how he can keep doing Hogan's.
Oh, you bet he wants it to be like that. Because he's the guy who brings up the real money to that household. She brings some kind of part-time income it's barely anything. But he's the big baller.
TJ Gamebox with an update 40 minutes ago, or 1 hour ago now. $708 spent yesterday, so big ups to Scopely investors.
This shit is fucking absurd, dude. How do you keep doing it? Let me just look it up on Twitter.
That's it for shout outs to my friend Meerkat. So if you want to move on, let's go.
Yeah, let's just
How
pull
many
up the
cancellations has it been now? Like 4?
4. That's the 4th. This is the 4th. We had 3. We had 4 cancellations in total, I believe now. So at some point, like once you get to the 5th, like, like how many times can someone tell you like they don't want to do something before you just get the hint, But Philip, member, is very persistent in all his ways. Taco Chan from the SRK said he was very persistent.
Oh God.
Leanna said Philip was very persistent. Philip doesn't know when to quit, and he can't read any signs of people telling him they don't want you to ask what they're asking either. So.
Yeah, legitimately, he expects everything to be spelled out to him directly and no subtlety to be applied to it. He cannot catch a hint. That's why he's burned so many bridges, because he just physically cannot comprehend what people mean, by their body language or whenever they try and suggest something without like explicitly saying it. Yeah. So this is the post.
Remember,
go ahead.
Real quick. Remember also on that point. Remember, John Rambo never said he wanted to get paid. They didn't ask me.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
So this is the latest estimate by TJ Gamebox. He was pulling for DDP, the Diamond Dallas.
Yeah, yoga. Yeah,
nice.
Yoga boy.
It's got a personal history.
Yeah.
So
gotta get that DDP.
He did have something new on his streams this week, and it was this brand new intro that is kind of like the old one but worse, because I have no idea why it even exists or why he approved it, and it means nothing, and it's just this. The shitty guitar riff from before.
It's just like the starter pack you get with your video editor.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, it's just use this as your starting point to make your own cool animations. Okay.
The minigame in System Shock. He's gonna play that remake, by the way. It's not gonna work out well for him. That's a very old school game.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. It looks like a what's it called? The fucking Rocket League kind of stage or something. One of those.
Hmm.
All right, then we got this. This is very interesting. Actually, very interesting. So this is him playing Street Fighter, and he did something that he accused Mr. Low Tier God of, which is quitting a match to the dashboard or pulling the plug. To me, those two are equivalent because it just shows you're a bad sport and you're a dishonorable player. Either way, so let's enjoy this clip.
Wow! Walk up cannon spike. Stuffs me completely. What a great match.
Right, so he's getting bodied like it's nobody's business. I'm gonna skip to the end where things happen.
Yeah, and they teabag.
Yeah.
The Street Fighter equivalent.
Yeah, they teabag him here. He doesn't like it. Instantly gets triggered. And we just quit to the dashboard, and we quit the game.
You're a trash player. You're a trash player playing pattern cami online with lag, dropping half my moves, and you're gonna teabag me? No, you're gonna get blocked, and I'm never playing you again. You fucking idiot.
Oh,
what a loser.
Damn.
Who got the better of that exchange?
Now, guys, I have well, let's just play this.
You have to be the big...
I want to hear Philip's take on people that quit the dashboard.
Yeah,
I
right.
want to hear what he thinks about that.
That's
you know?
very
I'm
interesting. Me too.
Yeah.
Let's find out what he says.
You have to be the biggest bitch on this planet. And I mean that too. Anyone out there who's ever pulled the plug on a fighting game, you are a fucking bitch. I mean, God, have you have any semblance of discipline, decency, or responsibility in your real life? Because if you're pulling the plug on a fucking fighting game online, that means absolutely nothing. And you somehow value your online rank. I mean, holy shit, you are a bitch.
Wasn't this in casual too?
And there's
Yes,
no way that anyone can dispute it. The moment that you do it and you pull that plug, and if you're doing it publicly, that's even worse. You just proved you have no fucking manhood whatsoever. You're a coward. You're a creep. You're a fucking loser.
Don't
fucking pull
That's
the
the weirdest one.
But because he's talking about LTG, he's not just talking about people that do that. He just wanted to insult the guy without explicitly insulting the guy. So this is what works out. Because this dude, he's not even like a keyboard warrior. He's even a bitch on the internet when he tries to talk shit to other people. He can't even like be tough on the internet.
Plug on an online virtual game.
And that's the thing, he used to be. He was talking about like on that whatever radio, Alphaism or whatever. He was talking about like cutting dudes' dicks off and like shoving them in their mouth and stuff.
Yeah.
And now he's just like with too scared to name drop somebody because he's gonna call him a balding bitch again.
Yep.
You
Like Wish.com Duke Nukem. I'm gonna rip your head off and shit down your neck.
Creep. So creepy.
I can't fucking believe people would do that. You have to be like the lowest level of fucking manhood to do that. I mean, wow.
Murderers, rapists, they're above the level of a guy who quits out of a fighting game. Gotcha.
And for my Theo theory is he definitely saw that because last night LTG got a little heat too. He kept his camera off a little bit longer. And people ask, your camera's not on. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait till someone tips $20 and put the camera on. You know, just like low key hitting low key Dear God still.
Another thing this, he was talking about like people getting banned off of Tekken for rage quitting. He's like, and it happened to LTG, which is hilarious, and then moved on. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
You know what's also hilarious? That this guy got yellow carded because he was quitting so much and blocking so many people. So this is his response to this happening.
That's hilarious. Someone says that yellow card does mean that you're in low priority for the queue.
We don't know in non-American football what a yellow card is.
It's hilarious, by the way.
Within the thousands upon thousands of matches that I have played in this game, I've disconnected 3 times, all to trolls who are either playing completely unprofessionally, like teabagging, or having names that were insulting to me and my family.
So should
Carry yourself
Capcom,
with professionalism, sir.
Should Capcom know what names are insulting to his family? Because like what, Subaru 1651 is gonna pop up and he's gonna go like batshit on him because it's like a meme that 500 people understand?
Yeah, you got to know all the terms. Fog out.
Yeah.
Get all of them.
Earliana was hotter, which is objectively true, Phil. I thought you
is.
couldn't be offended by things that were true.
Oh. Oh, God. And yeah, you can turn off the names. Thank you, PCI Tech. You can turn off the names, but he wants to keep them
But, yeah.
in case he plays someone hype and he wants to bitch out like he did with Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes, whoa!
And so I black out of those matches, and now I'm in the bad priority.
So I know to run away
even though
from
I've done it 3 times in 10 months the game's been out, and the thousands upon thousands of matches I've played. Wow, Capcom
Yeah, they should
knows
really
what they're
care
doing,
about that.
huh?
Yes, that's not in the program
Capcom
yet.
really knows
We
what
gotta
the
add
fuck
that.
they're doing, right?
So I don't understand this. So this is the warning you get, or the punishment you get for quitting consistently.
In
He
rapid
quit-
succession,
Yes.
in a short amount of time.
He
Yeah.
did that. The punishment followed, and now he's confused why he got punished. Like, what are we not understanding here?
They need to look at his entire body of work. They need
Yeah, they
basically
need to do it
the
as
full
like
context.
a percentage, which is like
Yeah.
how that would be such a disaster if they tried to do it that way.
They need the full context, basically. They have to go back to 2009, check out those uploads, see what he was doing then, work your way to Twitch era, move to YouTube era, and then compare all that, and then decide if he gets yellow card or not. It makes sense.
Dedicated Capcom caseworker.
It's very easy to do,
Penalties.
actually. Yeah.
It's pretty impressively bad and stupid. I think Capcom should get fucked. What a bunch of morons. Hey, Capcom, why don't you actually watch a fucking stream?
What? The dude, what the fuck? Like, he actually
If they
expects
watch
them to watch his stream?
And if they watch the stream, they'd be like, yep, the system working correctly.
Yeah, this guy just called us a bunch of fucking idiots. Why wouldn't we punish them? He's obviously toxic. And after every game he quits, he calls the guy a mouth drooler. We should ban him again.
Yeah.
Right.
Make
Ban him from
it a
public events.
red card. Oh,
See
God.
the kind
this
of
is
shit
the
that
best.
the idiotic trolls do on streams of your game before you do a blanket
Dear
practice.
Capcom caseworker, let me explain to you why Leanna is hotter is bullying and insulting.
It's a fucking stupid and punishes the wrong people.
Can you imagine that email? Excuse me, Capcom. Someone wrote Leanna was hotter. Let me explain why that is.
Comparison, here's the picture.
Yeah. Because Little Philbert says, Little Philbert says, make him look bad. This is Phil. How low can one person go? Yeah. But he's talking about how Philip has to explain away how Cat will inevitably not be on stream. He'll have to do it to not make himself look bad. While he does that, though, he usually makes himself look bad. But don't worry. The pasta maker says, Mr. Literal thinks pulling the plug means physically pulling your Ethernet or power plug, not dashboarding. Oh my God. I would love for him to take that defense. That would be funny.
Oh,
I didn't pull anything out.
You literally know that's exactly what he's going to say, because it's semantics. Even though the result is the same, you disconnect dishonorably because you just can't handle being beaten at a video game. But no, to him it's going to be completely different, and he's going to find a reason why it's actually okay.
I know during the rant he was like, "Oh, I rage quit." Well, I didn't rage quit because I wasn't raging. I was just
I wasn't
insulting and disgusting. It's like, oh, okay, so you weren't
I
raging at the
wasn't-
guy.
Excuse me, Capcom.
I wasn't
I
rage
was not.
quit.
I was not raging. I was totally rational, protecting my family.
Like if you know anything about OBS, can't you just like put like a black box over where the name is shown?
Yes. All these solutions, but we can't find solutions. We can't do scenes on OBS. Come on.
We can't turn a knob on a washing machine.
Yeah, what are you talking about? ES says out of context yellow card. Yeah, that's what it was. It was out of context. Dumb fucks. you didn't watch all his streams, dumb fuck. Capcom. American Kyosef says, so amazing how smug he was reading his YouTube comment.
Oh man, we're going to be talking extensively about that.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
It is funny. He really is like one of those soccer players who gets bumped into and then just rolls on the ground holding his head. You know, like, oh my God.
What?
So next up, I've got kind of an introduction to that whole anti-troll segment. Now, this clip is from Hate Army. It's called DSP Begs and Goes on an Unhinged Rant Against the Cult of Hate. So this is basically this new saga of his existence leading up to the whole June the King documentary, because he knows that's going to be seen by millions of people, maybe even like 5, 6, 7 million, whatever. So he's trying to, I guess, redo his public image and kind of, I don't know. I actually don't know.
Real quick about that. This is all spurned by June the King making a series of tweets about DSP, I believe, this week. He said he was looking for a clip first, the clip of him walking to the diner, which is a classic clip. June the King said that, and also he said thanks to the person that tracks the tips, which is, of course, referencing Piece of Peace. Those things all happened this week, and that really got him, Philip, to, all right, now I need to start setting this narrative up. Let me make sure you know my stance on this, guys, and that's what he's doing here.
Yep.
When they talk about my finances, I'm just going to skip ahead because that's nobody's business. But it's everyone's responsibility, though, just not their business.
Oh yeah, that was I think we went over that clip last week, and I don't know if there's been much development on that. He's still not going to watch the whole thing. But then again, he started like really bringing up the Mike Klum documentary for some reason.
Yes.
And that was going to be like him debunking and answering to everybody, but it's not going to happen now. But he kept talking about it as if it's going to happen.
Yeah, so
It was
we
going
talked
to be
about that
so
on
good,
Monday.
you guys. It's going to be
Yeah.
entertaining and informative. It's like, well, why did you stop it then?
He was really, really excited about this idea on Monday. He was really talking about it positively. So that's what led to me theorizing that someone else made him stop it. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Mike Klum himself. But he was really into this Mike Klum idea. And you can definitely see how Mike Klum got access to dinner, went into the snort fort because Phil was into this idea. Like, oh, even if I am a racist, even though I was a racist, everything I said was true, okay? It's not that bad. That was his argument.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. I would love Mike Klum to go through with that documentary how it's not that bad. Please do that. But yeah, obviously it's not going to happen for whatever reason. But
Even if you committed perjury and tax fraud, then what? It's like
Not
the
that
Wings
bad,
defense. It's like, well, the punishment doesn't fit the crime. It's like, well, of course you would say that. Like, you're the last person whose opinion matters on like how much punishment you deserve for the bad shit that you've done.
Yeah.
yeah,
And also, what kind of punishment is this? Like people making videos discussing you, people making streams making fun of you, making songs joking about it. Yeah, I don't think it is really all that serious. Of course, there's some people sometimes that try and fuck with him in his life. That's not me. I got nothing to tell those people. I'm not their fucking dad.
yeah.
Yeah, those are always outside people we've never heard of, people who just pop in and disappear out of nowhere. Like, that's not like in community thing. It's,
No.
Yeah.
as much of a community as this is, it's just like those are people outside of it. In fact, the person who broke into the social engineer the bank account, that guy said he was a DSP fan and was like, this is tough love, and then he
Oh,
just
really?
vanished.
Yeah, like who knows how much we could believe him, but definitely was like someone that's like out there, doing stuff. We don't know who it is, of course, but yeah, who knows? But big ups to
Yeah.
Rebsy. He says, remember the tweet he made? Stop taking it serious. What tweet are you talking about? Though?
Yes.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
a great tweet.
Oh, please, I got to see that one then.
Well,
we'll
he
get to that
was-
then, Rebsy.
Well, how do I do it now? I'll need a second. So let's start
we'll get
listening
it,
to this,
Rebsy.
and I'll find
Yeah.
it on Twitter.
Tip
I think it's under Poem's future.
from Kirk. Are you excited to see Fallout? It only lasted 15 minutes. I turned it off. Yes, I am. I don't know why you turned it off after 15 minutes. I'm excited to see it tonight. I'm going to watch some of it tonight with my wife, and we'll probably watch it more over the week. It is 8
Saw
episodes.
some clip
correct?
highlights of that.
I'm
It
assuming
looked
each
kind of
episode is probably like
ridiculous.
45 minutes or something like that. So we'll probably watch it two episodes a night, maybe 3.
Of course, they have to
over the course
clown
of
on the
week, and I'll
Brotherhood of
probably maybe
Steel
this
and
weekend review it. We'll see, depending on time.
make them look like Hogan's
Okay.
heroes.
Time for a break. We'll be back with more
Okay.
Alone in the Dark. Okay, guys,
Keystone
I have to
Cops,
pee.
Brotherhood of Steel.
So I am going to go pee. Now listen up.
Okay.
Please, tonight, if you like my content,
Uh-oh.
please support the stream.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't even matter if particularly you like this game. Please support the stream. This is my final stream of the week. It would be great to have it be a good one. Right now, I have $3, and they're all from Kirk. That's it.
They're all from this
Literally.
house.
On break.
No memberships, no gifted memberships.
Put
no super
racist
chats,
on the
just
on break.
$3 from Kirk. So there's lots of you here.
Racist.
All right, it
Kirk.
would be great if you like the content, if you could support it. I'm only doing a few streams of this to wrap it up through the second half. We're
Oh,
almost done.
better
Actually, I
tip
think right now
then.
we're more than
Shit.
halfway through my first run.
I better tip. He's almost
Once
done.
we get to chapter 4, we're in the home stretch. So, and I think we're gonna get to
He's
chapter
putting
4
in
tonight,
less content. I should give him
So,
more money.
Please
Yeah.
support it. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
so we actually have a tweet from DSP regarding replying to June the King. June the King
Ooh.
says the video has been handed off to his editors, and it's going to be approximately 4 hours long. And Phil responds, sounds like I need to clear up a week of my schedule to react to it. Nobody gives a rat's ass about your schedule. You're playing video games. To be serious, I've already told my audience that I plan to react to the parts that interest me most, such as all the shit that I fucking talked about, my FGC days, early
didn't cover
YouTube,
everything, brother.
etc. And
Oh,
plan
you
to
did not
skip
cover. Go ahead.
more
Sorry.
modern parts based on finances. Like, bro, the shit that people care about your stance on, you're not gonna talk about, then you're fucking guilty. I'm sorry. You're guilty of everything they're accusing you of.
Absolutely.
All the stuff you can't dismiss as, oh, I was an asshole back then, but I'm much better now. But when you go into the recent stuff where you can't say that, he's not interested in addressing it.
Yep.
Yes. And let me tell you, he has not addressed everything about the FGC days to his audience in any way.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, June the King has assured that we're going deep into the SRK shit. So that means Taco Chan lore. That means measuring penis with the Best Buy receipt lore.
Yeah.
That means getting caught jerking off lore. It's a different incident. I always call it the second incident. The one he was caught jerking off is, that's not even that bad, but also consistently being a fucking asshole that he goes on that radio show more than anyone else on the whole fucking crew of people on that show. And every time he gets on, people just like, oh God, here we go. What do you want to talk about now? No one likes him.
More context to the Side Scrollers interview. That guy who he had to apologize to, the reason he trolled that guy is because he took a girl that he felt that he was entitled to.
Yes. Correct. So I cannot wait.
Mr. No sexual improprieties here, man.
And yes, it was Jamie that caught him monkey spanking it. Correct. And he would later make fun of that same person after they transitioned. So big ups DSP.
I'm trying to find this tweet, but I can't find it. I kind of know what it said. It said it had serious in it, or seriously. But it doesn't matter. It's basically telling you that you're a fucking mouth-drooling dunce if you take internet video games seriously, and then he takes them seriously. And that means that he's a dunce. There you go. That's the logic. So let's go back to this video. Let's see what he's going to say, because I kind of forgot. But it's a bunch of retcon shit. Now we're just, for the next hour, we're going to be talking about him trying to retcon his entire life and trying to justify why people hate him by saying that they don't actually hate him. They just want money.
Guess you got to use the bathroom. The whole time I played this game, we're saying you should make it a night stream. Well, guess what? I made it a night stream, and look at what's happened, right?
Dark side drill. Just like leans back. Gets out of the chair.
That get up was so good. Dark side drill.
By having games like this be a day stream, this game would have probably been a dead playthrough.
Yeah, so this is kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
And here, at some point, it's going to be terrible to listen to, so I'm just going to skip that entire segment. Because, of course, his audio balancing is about as good as not having any.
But the documentary...
Oh, this is the best. The audio balance adds to it.
Angle of, well, here's everything everyone says about Phil. Here's all the reasons people hate Phil, right? But in reality, are any of these even that bad? Even if they all were true.
Crimes?
All right,
yeah.
let's assume everything's true that everyone ever said about Phil. Is that
pedophile,
really that bad?
Grooming?
What does that bad mean? What does it mean that bad? It's kind of like one of those words that he uses to make things a little bit more shady and muddy. And make them not mean anything. Oh, have you spent a lot of money on WWE champions? What is a lot of money? So then you need to keep asking him questions until you get a right answer. But in this case, what is that bad? People aren't outside of his house trying to get him fucking shot with a rocket launcher or something. They're on the internet making fucking memes about him and how stupid he is, which he is, and how insecure he is, which he is, and how he's going through a midlife crisis, which he is.
They're not making TikToks impersonating him, creeping on kids, and then tying it back to his real account like they do with Wings.
Yeah.
Wings gets way fucking worse. But I think he's talking about in general. He's gonna say here, I don't what his ways to rationalize this is. He has people following him, covering him like we do. I have people on the internet watch my every word. Like, what? I don't deserve all this attention. What? I'm not that big a deal. But that doesn't make that's just how it goes. If you're this insane and continuously this insane, and you throw in a good mix of filthy bags every fucking stream, it's you kind of deserve it actually.
And he has the X factor, which is kind of something that Christian has as well, that just gets people talking about him. I don't know what it is. It just gets people talking about him. So people are talking about him. That's literally what's happening.
That people should really be hating him so much and wishing him harm and doing the things they've done to him and his family.
A lot of people wish a lot of people
that,
harm,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Going through all of that, saying, look at all this stuff that happened to Phil, and analyzing it in that perspective, what's really going on.
What is really going on?
that people hate
This is how
Phil
excited
so
he
much.
is
Like,
about
what is the reason? And it was gonna basically look at it from like that perspective, which would have been a new one because most people have never attacked it. It's just, oh, here's all the things people hate Phil for. Are they true or not? Instead of
well, yeah, many people have delved into are they true or not because we ourselves are interested in finding out if it's true or not.
Yep.
Fucking people went with a fine-tooth comb over his whole leaks and his champion stuff, and they tried to dig up APIs with data from the sites and figure it out because that's what they wanted to do. In the end of the day, they wanted to get to the bottom of this and what the fuck is going on with this and figure it out. And for the most part, they did.
Yeah,
It sounded like
yeah,
one of the segments was going to be like you have like someone here saying something that he's done, and then Mike Klum would show that to him, and then he would actually have to respond to that directly. And he sounded really excited about that at first, but then that enthusiasm kind of dissolved the more he thought about it, I think.
yeah. And isn't every documentary on Earth that though? Like you do the research of a topic and then try to present things. You don't say we don't know if this is true or not. You just put the work in research wise and then show what happened.
Yeah.
And it's up to the viewer to decide the credibility of that content. But okay, this is a new take.
whether or not they're true or not, maybe it doesn't even matter, right?
I'm sure to some people it doesn't even matter because they just hate him because he's very hateable. So it doesn't matter if he did all these things. They're going to hate him regardless because he's acting like a piece of shit, entitled asshole, and just generally toxic person on a daily basis. So they don't need more of a reason. But then again, what he's doing is we're blanketing everybody in this. We're putting him all in a bag, and we're using that label to just slap it on everybody, which is just not how it works.
Perhaps people should just stop being fucking insane.
And his denial makes it matter more because then it becomes an accountability issue.
Yeah.
If he just accepted it for what it is, then it would be just what it is. But when he denies it and lies about it, then that dissolves his trust. And his trust is what he's using to make people want to give him more money.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's a daily thing that he does.
Yeah, and it's very transparent when he does it and how he does it, and it's very easily traceable because people clip it when he does it.
About all this bullshit. Even if it was true, who cares? None of it matters when it comes to him or his content or anything.
People would care.
You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be many parts to the documentary that were going to be unique and different, and I'm not going to spoil those because who knows, right?
Who knows?
I'm not going to spoil all the ideas we
You
had.
do?
Many different
Because
ideas.
you're the one who killed it?
That's again, that makes me think it wasn't, right? Because he's like, it still might happen if I can convince Kat or if I can convince Linda, something like that. You know, I don't know what, but something.
I think it was like one of the top whales who said, like, I'm going to stop giving you money if you go through with this because
That could be
it's going
too,
to make
right?
everyone look bad.
Yeah.
I could convince OIC that maybe it'll happen one day. Yeah, it could be.
I'm actually in agreement with most of his reasons why he decided not to do it because objectively for him, it's not a good idea doing it. It's a good idea for me if he does it because I would get to fucking watch it and enjoy it and make fun of him. But that's what he realized, that the trolls were looking forward to it more than anybody else. And there's way more trolls than anybody else. And he got a couple of emails from the right person telling him, Phil, this is bad for you. Don't do it. And then he got cold feet.
And I think that would have worked with side scrollers though too, but it didn't because he knew Stuttering Crick personally, and he's like, "Well, I know this guy; he's not going to do anything bad to me." But without having that with Mike Klum, he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm out of here."
Yep.
Actings and funny, entertaining segments and things regarding the various different things that I'm accused of and shit like that. Okay.
And I wonder what those various entertaining comedic segments would be like from this guy who has absolutely no awareness of what makes something funny or entertaining.
Yeah.
It would just be a bunch of shit. It would be a bunch of shit that only the trolls would understand because it's like a reference to him. It's like a Nostalgia Critic sketch.
Oh, Nostalgia Critic taking shade. Yeah, it's like, remember, like, even the Boogie documentary that Mike Klum did, like, you could see he gave, like, Boogie some rope to try to be funny, you know, like, just showing that you could tell Boogie's trying to be comedian here.
Yeah.
Because you could, like, oh, man, this is bad, you know? I think Mike Klum was onto something. He would have done that with DSP, too, you know?
DSP, did you max out a bat credit card?
But
someone got that.
I did.
In
I
essence,
did.
I think that's the truth of the matter is that the things that people accuse me of or are so angry about aren't actually that bad.
Okay.
Even if they were all true, which,
But are they?
by the way, I've told you guys many times they're not.
Right? Okay, I've told you guys. I would like for him to use the term "I've proved," but he can't prove anything. So I guess it's just like believe him.
But even if you don't believe me, and you think that everything that's ever been said about me is true, it's not nearly as bad as half the people out there, right?
Okay, quick question,
now we're just
guys.
talking about imaginary people. Who?
Quick question, guys. What reasons do you have to believe him that he's right?
Yeah, he debunked things by saying that's not true. I like that.
Yes.
part.
That's also my single reason is that he says so. That's about it.
Okay.
And on the other side, I got things that I can actually look up myself. I can think about them myself, and I can see whether or not I believe them myself, whether or not they make sense, and they actually, make
There's
sense.
evidence against him that he doesn't even seem to realize. Like, oh, my phone number is not tied to my WWE Champions account. Well, then why is it when you try and reset your password, does it tell you that it's going to send a text to your phone number, which is your phone number, which you've said you haven't changed?
Yeah.
Does he even know that there's that kind of evidence out there? I don't think he does.
I think you lie so much, it's tough. It's tough to. It's really tough to keep track of all the shit you said. I mean, that's got to be tough.
It's like, why do people hate Phil so much? Like, what
Oh,
exactly
damn.
is going on?
Okay. This is my favorite part. This is actually my favorite part because I've watched pretty much, well, let's say 80% of the detractors that have ever existed. Because I went once and I made a list of all the channels. I was just curious, and all of them, big shock, made it very clear why they dislike him. They give a bunch of reasons why they dislike him, like we do, like I do on my streams, like everybody does on their streams, because that's kind of the essence of it, is explaining why you dislike him. So if he really wanted to find out in good faith, not making these bad faith arguments just to relieve himself of the criticism, he could very easily find out why people dislike him. And why the separate people dislike him, because for everybody it's a different reason. For you, it might be because he's not fucking treating his wife well, or his cat well, or he's an asshole to his chat, or he lies about why he needs the money. Somebody might just dislike him because they remind him of somebody that they dislike because he's an asshole.
I want to know who he's comparing himself to. Are we going to serial killers? Are we going to other people, criminals? Or are we just comparing ourselves to other lol cows? Like, who is he saying? There's people that do worse than me. I mean, who is that? Who?
All the people that objectively do worse than him, like EDP, and have been caught doing it. And OJ.
Yeah,
yes, we got OJ.
I mean, in those cases, there's an entire law enforcement apparatus that's set up in order to handle things like that. There isn't really like illegal things that are done. These are like moral and like philosophical crimes that he's engaging in, which is why you have a social response. You don't have a legal response to it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't go after people who commit crimes because there's cops for that.
yeah. It's not like, the story's over for them because they're in jail.
Not that people hate him so much. Doesn't seem to make much sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Case,
Who said that?
though? It doesn't. It's just basically people going.
Because and also when Mike announced that he's doing the documentary, he was looking for people to talk to. I had a correspondence with him in text. We never ended up having a call, but I've heard other people have, and I'm sure those guys were very open to tell Mike exactly why they dislike Phil, why they started making videos on him, why they still do it, everything. I'm sure those people were super open to talk to Mike about it.
Crazy, over obsessing, or running with a meme to hate me, rather than it being about wow.
And the moment he says memes, you just stop listening because his comprehension and understanding of what a meme is does not make any sense. Considering that he is a meme, he's a living meme.
He thinks everything we say is a meme, by the way. So like WWE Champions, that's a meme.
Yes.
Grooming Panda, that's a meme. I mean, whatever, dude. The incident, that's a meme. Come on.
Right.
I hate this
Everything's
guy
a meme.
He did awful things that are deserving of this level of awful
It's
hate.
like his memes are real things that people latch onto and make fun of. That's what a meme is to him.
Yeah. And further on, it's a meme because it's an inside joke that few people understand, relatively speaking, few people. Because we're just like a couple of, well, maybe 10, 20, 30,000 people that we know these jokes.
A very different situation. Like some of the other people out there that are considered lol cows or where people get harassed all the time on the internet. Man,
there we go.
Some of the things they've said and they're like, wow, unforgivable, can't believe it.
What is unforgivable?
It's like,
Name
really,
it.
that's awful
Give an
of a saying.
example. He can't even give an example. He just wants people to treat him nicer because he's not that bad.
We're gonna compare some quotes then, Philip. I'll be happy to do that. Let's compare quotes from their past, which of many years ago. I'm sure they could have been Clinton a character. How do you know?
Yeah. I was a shock jock, man.
Like,
Yeah. Wings was
you
playing a
can't
character.
stop the meme. The meme has become bigger than the truth.
Trying to
right?
draw in people who like that sort of thing. It's like, wait,
Did you guys hear this? The meme has become bigger than the truth. Where do we have the truth? Is just a guy that we're supposed to listen to? What is he,
The
the
debunk
fucking
stream.
prophet of Jesus? Like, he's just a
Side
fucking
scrollers
guy
interview.
that claims something. I can claim a bunch of shit. What the fuck?
Like, honestly, really. Let's say, for example,
Yeah.
you look at all the things said about me. That
Okay, we're
I
honest
used to be
now.
a racist and say horrible things in my
Used to be a
commentary, which I don't anymore. But
He used to be a racist, though.
Used to be.
except for when he was called out on an
Uh-huh.
interview. And,
Yeah.
What's the joke for you?
Oh, now you said it.
Now you said it.
let's even say I used to
I
be a
love it.
racist, which
He's
I
watching
wasn't.
the Heavy Rain playthrough now, and he's like, "See, I used to make those jokes back then. So why are you calling me out on it?" And it's like,
Yeah. That was the
"Because-
defense. That was the defense. I said it
because of
before.
that."
Therefore, you cannot bring it up again when I said it in modern times as well. Very cool.
Yeah, that was fucking shocking, dude.
Yeah.
It's shocking that he actually said it.
But let's say,
But dude, I thought your whole character arc was from going from that guy to something completely different. It's so different that you're disgusted by what kind of a person he was. And then he looks back and was like, whoa, look, I made a Chicky Chang Wang joke back then, which means doing it now, it's cool because I used to make it back then. Jesus fuck.
Go tell Stuttering Craig that.
Yeah, go tell him.
let's say
See ya,
I
Greg.
spent ridiculous amounts of
Get
money on that.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I used to be a racist and say horrible things in my commentary, which I don't
Yes.
anymore. But I used to. Let's even say I used to be a racist, which I wasn't. But let's say it was true. Let's say I spent ridiculous
if
amounts
I
of money
did
on
it.
mobile games and didn't tell anyone, right? Let's say
Thanks,
what's
OJ.
the other ridiculous one? Because there's like 3 or 4 big ones, right? Let's say they're all true, every single one of
There's
them.
3 or 4 big ones, but he can't even, he comes up with 2 and then just gives up. He doesn't
It
even
looks
know
bad
what
if he
people
brings
are
up a
saying
single
about
one.
him.
I think it's more if he brings up anyone, it looks kind of bad, so he can't even bring him up. Because like he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, well, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. I can't say
Yeah.
that one. That's bad too. I can't say
And
that.
the thing is that he gets what the trolls are talking about him from people paraphrasing it, from the flying monkeys that tell him everything. Because this dude, I don't think this dude goes around fucking watching clips of himself and people or restreams of himself, shit like that. He might know that
Oh.
they exist, but yeah, no
If he
clue.
does, that would be even worse.
I think it's more Twitter highlights. I think he's a big Poems Future fan.
Yeah.
I bet that's where he gets his stuff from. You know, like that's all
Hmm.
his stuff is like that big outer level kind of. This is what they're talking about style, and I think he gets it from that. That's my guess.
I think he sees the thumbnails and the video titles of a few different channels and just
Yeah.
decides off of that.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. So I guess let's just cut this one short.
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, this
because
is-
the
you get
the
point.
real one is something else. And this is it. So where do we even start with this one? He received a comment under one of his videos. You couldn't even see this comment unless you sorted him by newest first. That's the only way I could have seen it. And the comment is by an obvious just sock account that is somebody's sock account. And he started off the stream by saying, like, you know how he does the cold open, where it's just like,
Today we're going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3.
and in the end, he ended up by saying,
And I'm also going to reveal some deep, dark information from my detractor circles.
so he's like legitimately teasing it as a segment. The guy that hates talking about trolls, by the way.
Mhm.
And in this comment, he starts off by bringing it up as this you decide for yourself type of deal, because he is too spineless to just outright agree with it, even though the comment is just recycling talking points that he's been bringing up for months. And in the end, plot twist, he ends up completely agreeing with it to the point where it's kind of evident that he decided to bring this up only because it validated how he feels about everything. And yeah,
And
pretty much.
some people have run it through AI, and I'm not saying it's true because AI is not always perfect with this kind of shit, but 80 to 90% probability this was written in the same writing patterns as DSP himself.
I would definitely be against this because AI,
I know,
like it's very easy to be misused and for you to get inaccurate results. And for something like this, I'm not even gonna take that into
Me either.
consideration.
Just getting it out there.
Yeah.
Do we know if anyone's taking credit for this, like seriously, or just not like joking around about it?
It seemed legit to me. So that's all I can say, I guess.
Okay.
Bro.
Hate Army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to
Hate on me.
Hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout out to
Army.
Hate.
Hate on me, bro.
Shout out to Hate.
Shout out to him.
Shout
I think
Can hear it, bitches.
the similarity between how it's written is because that increases the likelihood of DSP reading it. Because like when
Yes.
you talk to
Right.
him in a way that he's gonna understand and literally tell him the things that he tells you to validate
good
his
point.
opinions, he agrees with it.
You have to approach him like as a wild animal. Like if you're walking up to a gorilla, you have to like hunch down and swing your arms around and like imitate his movements so he doesn't attack.
Yeah.
Present the same behavior. Yeah.
Curl your fingers behind
Okay.
you.
All right. Now on to the topic that I want.
What?
The
To
whole
re-
topic, by the way, again, after this, I'm going to shut up. But again, the whole topic is one person made a comment that he agrees with, but he's too scared to tell you that he agrees with it. So this is what it says.
To you guys. All right.
All right.
So the other night, when I was playing Alone in the Dark, someone asked a question, and now we can go back to the regular screen. They said, "Did you just at least maybe give us some ideas of maybe some of the ways that we've done that Mike documentary?" Excuse me. The way that maybe it would have gone, or it would have been a little different from all the other documentaries about you. And in a nutshell, I'll just summarize. I said, basically,
I'm going to turn up the speed on the workless segments because there is so much padding. I think the first
Yeah.
like 10 minutes is straight up just him repeating what he just said about the Mike Klum documentary and how it was going to be different and amazing and beautiful.
this documentary was going to show all the hate towards me. In fact, it was going to interview some of the people, the top people who don't like me, right? And they were going to get a chance to speak in the documentary about why it is that they don't like me.
We already get a chance to speak about this, and we're very active at doing it on many, many, many platforms. So we don't need to be in a fucking documentary.
But then what it was going to do was show my responses to that, to show how I feel about it, or maybe even clap back a little bit. And then what it was going to do...
clap back. Yeah. What are you going to say?
Get
That's
the
not
yeet
true.
them out of here, kiddos.
That's not true.
Was kind of analyze why so many people
use.
hate me. Like, what created this hatred? Is it legit?
Get the snort
Does it
back
even
at
make
'em.
sense? Because let's be honest, with the level of hate that I get, the level of amount of people who stalk my every move, who make so many videos and hateful things about me every day, from a little rinky-dink streamer that I am, a small guy, right? Why do I get that
You're the
little
most
dink?
prolific gaming streamer in ever.
He is both. Depending on the narrative that's being pushed at any moment, he is both.
Rinky Dink, most prolific ever. Okay,
Yep.
got it.
And also a
Wide
successful
range.
businessman. He is a
Oh,
rinky
yes.
dink, pathetic, low life, worthless, successful businessman. Kind of.
Fallible human.
Fallible
That
human.
everyone's jealous of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tension.
And he also created everything. Have you guys heard? He
Oh,
created
yes.
everything.
He invented TikTok.
He invented TikTok and YouTube Shorts. He also was the creator of the Let's Play, of course. He didn't really
co-ops.
call it that.
Co-ops, yeah.
Co-op play. Oh yeah, pretty
The
high.
one
oh,
thing-
food reviews. Food reviews.
The one thing he didn't invent is sex. That's why he doesn't do it. Because it's like, it's not even original, dude. Why even bother?
Right? And we talked about it. It's like, even if everything anyone ever said about me was true, if you believe
Kyle.
that back in the day I was a racist and a
Big
sexist
Kyle.
and an
Big
awful
Kyle,
person,
double.
well, you can't actually
Double.
hold that to me now because that's not my content anymore.
But bro, no. What the fuck? How does this work? You can't accuse me of being racist now. I was racist then. And as you know, obviously, these things change. People change. I'm not racist anymore. There's literally like a t-shirt design. It's one of my favorite t-shirt designs. I'm not racist anymore. And this is what it looks like. It's like a unironically a nice t-shirt. Look at this.
Oh, big ups. Let's get that to him.
Yeah.
There's a clip I shared in the Discord, like a guy in court. He's like, "We're just a peaceful racist group," and then everyone starts laughing at him.
But I guess
You
you
don't mean
can
any
still
harm.
hate me for something I did over a decade ago.
But nobody
Yes, that's
still
true.
does.
No,
The
it's not
fucking
about
the
that.
list just keeps growing and growing.
Correct? Like, I think that's what some people would say, is that it's a lot of people
Best shirt possible for
would
this.
say that, right? Now,
Fucking bunnies.
also, for example, a lot of people with the
Fucking bunnies.
Oh yeah, this I think he might have just wore this on person, so on purpose, so people can make fun of him.
I'm just a little bunny. I'm an animal of prey.
Woodland
Hey,
critters.
stuff. My bankruptcy, e-begging too much,
Okay.
the mobile game controversy, and all that
Okay.
nonsense.
Yeah, that all happened.
What's else? Yep. What's next?
That all
Things
happened.
you've factually proven is true, didn't he? Almost, except for the bank leaks. He says that's not him, right?
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
just
incredible.
categorically
That's just
false.
someone else.
Literally.
Also, they somehow took $6,000 out of his account, even though they didn't have access to his account.
Wasn't it
yeah, I forgot about that.
9,000? It was 3 increments of 3,000.
The numbers,
9,000, God.
very fluid. But yeah, I remember that.
Hey, get that math out of here.
Even if all of it was true, which again, it's not, and I urge you to understand that the vast majority of crap on the internet that's said about me is not true.
But this is
Okay,
crazy.
definitely.
This is a crazy way of defending yourself. It's like, there's so much shit against me on the internet. I urge you to understand it's not true. So just believe you then. Fucking prove it. It should be the easiest thing ever to prove. Easiest
So that's
thing.
just like saying, I urge you to believe me. That's what he's saying.
Yes,
I urge
literally.
you to believe me. Please. Thank you.
Even if all of that crap was true, why is it that so many people hate me? Because it's relatively tame shit.
Yeah, but you're just a hateable person. I guess that's what it comes down to, is like he's just fundamentally a hateable person. Almost like scientifically a hateable person.
I guess we got to talk about the comparisons here. But yeah, I guess compared to a murderer, he's not a, well, some people say he is, but I don't believe he is. But I mean, compared to a
RIPT.
multi-murderer, yes, he's not that bad. But I mean, what's that? Again, just compare. There's no comparison here, so you can say whatever you want. I'm not that bad. OJ
Yeah.
can say I'm not that bad. I only kill one person. I didn't
Yeah.
kill 1,000.
Yeah,
You know,
also he
okay.
didn't, brother. You
Oh
you
yeah,
can't-
sorry. That's not
they
true either.
couldn't prove it, brother.
Yeah, that's not true. Sorry.
You know, this is not allegations of sexual abuse or grooming. This is
Okay.
not like murder. This is not.
The murder.
Bad choice of words, brother. Some people actually do say that. But
You know what I
anyways,
mean? With the level
Forget
of
about Leanna.
hatred that I get on the internet, you would think that I've done these awful, egregious things to warrant it.
No, you don't have to. You legitimate don't have to.
In reality, it's just a series of kind of silly, small things over time
Uh-huh.
that accumulated
Silly,
up and up and up and up.
small.
To the point where now the running joke is to always say that I'm a bad person who makes
He
bad
is.
decisions.
Objectively is a bad person. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to be the fucking morality police here, because I enjoy the work of many bad people, or people that I'm not exactly sure if they're good or bad, but they still make shit that I like. He's just objectively a bad person. There's nothing disputing or debating about that.
That's
blah,
my
blah, blah.
favorite running
But
joke,
it's
by the
like-
way, is Phil is a bad person. I love that's all my
Yes.
punchlines, by the way. Phil is a bad
Yes.
person, guys. Hilarious. You're gonna love this one. He's a bad person.
But can
Hear
you
that in
really
every song
justify
lyric. Phil's a bad person.
Absolutely.
any of that? Or is it that it's just the meme to not like me anymore, right?
The meme to not like me. What does that mean? That's also my punchline. It's like, hey, why did the chicken cross the road? Well, because Phil was walking on the sidewalk. He didn't like him.
So that was going to be one of the things that we were going to explore in this documentary to some extent, because keep in mind, it was only going to be about an hour long.
Yeah, and of course, we go on with like
Yeah,
this whole jerking off. The
Real quick,
fucking
let me a few
documentary.
shout outs before we keep going here. iMac Uno in the house says 1.3K. Mouth droolers watching. Big ups to all the mouth droolers. AMAC. ES says not that bad means not going to get arrested for it. I think that's not too far away from the mindset he has, right? Not that bad means you can't get arrested for it. So therefore, not a big deal, guys. Don't worry about it. Retro Man Dude X says past DSP is Roman. Wants to be acknowledged. There we go. Trenton Brown says, I say we split the difference and call Phil the biggest nobody on the internet. That's better than 10 years of failure, I would imagine, for Philip. I don't know. Would you like that name instead of 10 years of failure? Who knows? All right, big guys. Go ahead, Meerkat.
All right, so this is the part where he starts addressing that comment.
Then you make that kind of a documentary. I don't think we're going to do it now. I honestly don't think it would
Make it on my
benefit me.
deathbed.
I don't think it's going to
It's one
bring
of the
any
weird
newcomers
things
to
he
my
says.
content at all.
Like there's so much more of my story to be told. It's not time to make a documentary now.
What are you going to tell? What's the story? What are we going to write there? Well, then one day people said, well, shorts are going to be the big thing. So I started doing shorts for about 2 months. Wasn't a lot of money at though, so I stopped doing them. I mean, is that a chapter? What else are we going to add to this?
Remember in the restream, he was asked like, "Where do you see yourself in 10 years?" And he's like, "That's a stupid question. People planning ahead, that's dumb." And it's like, well, obviously you see yourself in 10 years as like being this great person that nobody can hold you accountable for the things that you've done, because that's what he's basically talking about here with this documentary. He's like, wait for me to do a whole bunch of really, really great things so that anything you talk about me doing bad things in a documentary looks tame by comparison. And it's like, do you really think that's in store for you? Do you think things are going to get better or they're going to get worse?
Well, he has 3 channels now, so he's working hard.
Sadly, I think it would be more for everybody else out there. I don't think it's going to help anyone. And as you guys know, you guys outright told me, right? Outright, that this is not going to work.
Literally. So we got
Who
him
said
pretty
that?
much confirmed that people told him that it's not going to benefit him enough, so he pussied out.
Mhm.
That if
Out of perhaps the biggest opportunity to repair his image he would have ever had. Because he had full control of the narrative. He was working with a guy who specializes in public relations for companies. Like, it's not going to get any better than this. From now on, he's only going to be doing June the King level, amateur, shitty-ass YouTube boring documentaries.
I did this,
Yeah, I mean, I think all things considered, that Boogie documentary was beneficial to him in its own weird way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think you could say that now, definitely.
basically it was going to backfire.
Which it had no right to be, because it just made him look deplorable and pathetic, and like had footage of him in a bathtub. It's like, how can you imagine something like that being beneficial towards him? It's like,
Yeah,
well,
but-
because it was tailored towards the content that he wants to put out.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Boogie wants to be seen as pathetic and desperate and worthless and whatever because he got he's got some kind of humiliation fetish. So for
That's
him,
the
it's
brand
like,
now.
And then the Mike Klum documentary for DSP would have been a story of redemption. However, he could have spun that, and that's what DSP is trying to go for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, well, I guess from what we're about to hear, my idea was that perhaps he wanted the Mike Klum thing to feature his detractors and what kind of fucking idiot losers they are. So people walking out of that documentary can say to themselves, well, Phil, he's made a lot of mistakes. He's a fallible human, but these trolls, man, they deserve the electric chair.
I think
Mm.
more than that, it sounded like he had a perfect his dream situation for debate is he would, let's say he interviews Ludwig Order and Ludwig says something about I want to about this thing, and then Philip would clap back in a separate video, can say whatever the fuck he wants as the
Yep.
last word, and then move on. So it's kind of easy to appear like you won an argument for most humans in that situation. I'm not sure Phil would do it successfully, but that sounds like a great idea for Philip, right? Because no one can answer back. There's no follow-ups, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
after everything last year with the interview and everything, and I listened to you, and I think that was the right feedback. Okay, but anyway, we were talking about this as I was playing Alone in the Dark the other night. Someone left a comment on the video. It's an insanely lengthy comment, and I would just like to read this verbatim.
Okay. So this,
But
I
the
will
suggestion
try,
box is.
yeah, I'm going to try and pause this after every paragraph because there's a lot of stuff
Yes.
to talk about. And I want to give a disclaimer that this is addressing the entire troll community. So I will only be speaking about myself when
Yes.
I talk about this because we're not the spokesperson for anybody but ourselves. And
Agreed.
there you go. That's it. And you guys, of course, you're going to say what you got to say. And there we go.
Right? I'm just going to read the comment verbatim, and I'm very curious to hear everyone's thoughts on it. So here's the comment
Okay.
left on my Alone in the Dark video where we were talking about this. Okay, here it is.
Yep.
The majority of the detractors don't hate you for any real reason.
Okay.
They just
Funny.
monetize
It's already
their
funny.
videos.
Like,
Judy
imagine
made
having this
videos-
guy as like a coworker or a roommate. Everyone would hate him. He would be the guy who's everyone is like, man, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Sure.
About Wings of Redemption before he ever came to you. And he was bullied out by the other Wings detractors. So he stopped and started making them about you.
That's kind of what happens to every Wings attraction.
It's
They
literally
get
just
bullied.
for money.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
Unless, I guess there's like 2 groups of them, because they're rocking it like SOK style. They're hiding around in Discords and talking trash and running ops on each other. So yeah, pretty much everything. Like the same thing is gonna happen to everybody.
For most of these big ones, and YouTube stopped them. If YouTube had stopped them from monetizing this crap, they would go do something else.
Same for you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's the thing. If we get taken down for bullying and toxicity, he's going to get taken down before we even do.
Uh-huh.
Because, oh man, those rules are definitely going to apply to him.
Oh, God, yeah. How often do we get called mouth droolers? Every fucking stream now it's mouth droolers. But all right, let's go.
And what else has been? It's been worthless. It's been
Kill yourself.
Yeah,
Minecraft
mentally
Yep.
ill, brain dead, whatever. Everything. We're all going down together.
If you disappeared, the world will not notice we were gone or something.
Yes.
Something like that to that
But
effect. I can't remember.
Do you get the difference between him and us? Is that we don't really mind taking the hit. Because, like, this is a fucking YouTube channel. Yeah, we're going to lose a bunch of stuff that we made that people can't watch and have fun with anymore.
Yeah.
But he loses everything. If it happens to him, he is fucking gone. He's going to be transitioning to Twitch 2 more years, like he did when he was coming back to YouTube. So he's got much more on the line than anybody else.
And we pay more attention to just like the broader landscape. And we know just to beat around the bush with a couple things, depending on whatever platform we're on. And we know what not to say.
Yeah. Of course, because, you do your stuff on Twitch, so there is a little bit suspicious, with the...
More relaxed.
Yes.
More sus style.
Or maybe not, depending on the day that they're enforcing the TOS. Because sometimes they just don't give a fuck.
The majority of the videos are your new content from today with clips from years and years ago spliced in everywhere
Like
to
the
try
hand
to create a
grafts.
false narrative.
It's not to try and create a false narrative. It's for it to be transformative so he doesn't take him down.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you upload, in this case, an hour 04, which this is transformative, this got a bunch of other stuff going on. But some people like Snort Burnell, they just splice in some clips to make sure that you can make the case that it's transformative.
Yep.
They don't
And in my
care
case,
about
it's to show his contradiction. It's to show him saying the exact opposite of what he's saying in whatever clip, because that's my favorite type of editing, because it's so easy and it's funny.
Yeah, and it works fantastically with him because you got clips of him contradicting himself on any topic ever.
anything at this point but making money, and they will fabricate stuff just to keep their money rolling in.
Yeah.
Let's continue. The original
Oh, no,
detractors
we try to be entertaining. Goddamn, got us.
were actually just a bunch of crazy and obsessed people who were fanboys of Kojima.
And you see here the comment says, and I'm going to pull it up on the screen.
Yeah,
The
please.
comment says...
Hey, Miyazaki, not Kojima. No,
where was
Kojima
it?
is-
The original detractors were just crazy obsessed and autistic fanboys of Kojima. We just skip over the A
autistic
word.
fans of Kojima.
Yeah.
You kept saying bad stuff about Hideo Kojima while playing Metal Gear Solid, and that made them
Yes.
get really mad.
Really?
They're all long gone now and probably on heavy medication of some sort at this point. Again, this is a comment on my video. I'm not saying this.
He is not saying this, by the way. This is extremely important for everybody to understand. He is not saying this. This is not
believe
Phil's
he's-
opinion. He just brought this comment up for you decide, dude. You decide.
I believe he told Kojima to kill himself too. Philip said that multiple times. But anyways, that's not important. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way
It's
DSP
literally
was joking about all that is he said seriously at the end
Oh
of it.
yeah, definitely.
90% money based now. They just never really made a career out of it. It would have mostly died out if
And
not.
also, that's not what the comment says. The comment says it's literally 90% based now. They just made a career out of it. But the whole thing is like, dude, it's if like hating on DSP is your claim to fame, that shit is fucking pathetic. Like that tells me a lot. A lot I need to know about you is being told through that. With money, I let people give me money if they feel like it. It's completely their choice. We do this on this show as well. If you want to send us, send us. If you don't, you don't. And it changes nothing really. But I think, especially in the modern era, in 2024, if you do something on the internet that somebody gives a fuck about and you can monetize it, why not? Just do it in a way that is not invasive or obstructive or annoying or like Dark Side Phil to say.
Yes.
Right. So we gonna keep going?
Go ahead, Ludwig.
Oh well, I mean, if what he said was true, if you could make like a minimum or like a medium wage doing this, then the troll community would be a whole lot bigger.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. If there was careers to be had, I mean, what the fuck career? Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
want the detracting career.
Yeah, I would
Definitely.
because I've done a lot of shit that I could put in my resume, but that shit would look fucking insane if I actually did. Like, even if I phrased it in the most specific professional way possible, I'm just embarrassed to do it because they're gonna look up my stuff and be like, "Wow, you made a song about fucking somebody's wife and Tyrone fucking somebody's wife? Like, what's going on here?" No, we don't want that.
For that, Duty and the other spam uploaders make thousands of dollars a month doing this kind of content.
I don't know how much they
Oh.
make. I don't care. I have
Yep.
I have ad block. So
More than they ever would have done doing anything else because they're all
He's
untalented
retired,
morons.
bro. Like,
They treat making
he's
content
like a
about
guy in his what 50s. He just does this
Something
for
like
fun
that.
because he doesn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't care about like whatever everybody else does. I'm thinking about myself and the things that are my responsibility. If somebody wants to sit around watching DSP stuff literally 24/7 and doing stuff about it, that's their business. I don't give a fuck.
you. Like some people upload clips of their family or of the movie Frozen. I
What?
don't get that. I guess what they're saying is like obsession. Like I upload all the content about my family. Oh, the biggest fan of Frozen. Well, I'm the biggest hater of Darkside Phil. Monetize
What?
that shit. I guess that's
All
what
right,
he's trying to say.
okay.
Welcome
Okay.
to YouTube.
Yep.
Channels are specialized.
Let's
People
continue.
upload stuff to YouTube. Got it. Okay, let's move on.
Most of the detractors are far more racist and sexist and anything else than anything you ever did. It's not valid
Oh.
hate.
There we
Well,
go. This
I
is
mean,
ultimately
This
it
is
all
the
bad.
comes
ones who
down
do
to,
don't say like, "Well, I've reformed and I've changed." Like, you know what I mean? They just own it.
First of all, I don't fucking know. There's no scientific way of proving it. It's just like, it's like saying most of the DSP fans are toxic and racist. I can just say that for any group of people, and I don't have to prove it. I'm just saying it. It's literally a random guy's YouTube comment.
I don't get his point. That he's just trying to say how he's actually trying to diminish the how detractors are these crazy people mouth droolers, right? By saying like we're all racist or something. Like I don't even know what this. How does he come to this conclusion?
You're gonna find
From
out
one person?
in a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, before I continue,
Yes, please.
I'm just going to say something right now. Those people who claim that they hate me because of things that I say and do, the things they say and do are far more vile. You have no
Like
idea.
what?
Like,
How
For
do you
example?
have an idea? You don't keep up with their stuff.
no exaggeration, and this is me from my understanding. They
Yes.
call
This is fantastic. Now this one is great.
people who are
Mm.
fans of me or supporters of me dense.
Ah,
Okay? Do you know what that means? Do you know where that comes from? They're
Hmm.
basically saying that when you were a child, someone dropped you on your head and you have a malformed skull because of it, a dented head, and you have like brain damage.
That's the best part of it.
This is a common term they use in their community. They're making fun of brain damaged people, and like that's fine. That's totally acceptable. Oh, but if Phil says that someone's a mouth drooler because they mash playing a fighting game, that's not acceptable.
Yeah, motherfucker. We're trolling on the internet, and your bitch ass making over 100,000 doing this. I think we're not exactly even here. I don't think we're exactly on equal ground. And like I said earlier, I'm willing to take the hit. If YouTube has a problem with me calling him retarded, they can take me down. I'm not gonna like it, but I'll agree it's fair. Just how when I got fucking banned off of Twitter. I'm back now, by the way. But yeah,
They are
not
gentlemen
exactly
of
equals.
below average IQs who did not receive proper education during their like. What do you want, man? Like, are we not allowed to call the people who do stupid things stupid? Like, give me a
Yeah,
break.
just as the same fucking way he groups us as the mouth droolers too. He just tried to really quickly change it to the people that say he mashes on the fighting games. But the truth is, he calls all of us mouth droolers, and we call
Yes.
his fans dense.
Yes.
Can you tell me the difference?
They call,
DSP.
he calls our viewers mentally ill shitheads and all those things.
Yes.
But now, soon, he's about to start bad faith arguing in their favor as if to help them, to save our audience. Just so they can go away so he's not trolled anymore, by the way.
Correct? But they have a literal term they use in every piece of their content, and that's
Every
acceptable. Saying people have brain
Yes.
damage.
I'll explain to you what I understand by dent and why I use it. It's because if you're gonna enjoy, unironically, Darkside Phil, I'm not talking about the gameplay. I'm talking about if you like him as a person, you agree with the things he says, and you believe the narratives he likes to spin, without questioning him in any kind of capacity, which is, by the way, the only way you're allowed to exist in his chat, you have some mental problems, some kind of difficulties. I might just say you're fucking retarded. That's what I think, because I like that word, and it definitely describes that type of person. So I just call them denheads. It's very simple to me, because all the ways he tries to manipulate somebody, all the narratives he tries to spin, and all the lies are so basic. They're so simplistic. They're so level one that if they go over your head and you just end up believing him, you need some help.
And I can't make this clear enough. If you enjoy Phil's content, you enjoy being treated like shit by someone that's supposed to be entertaining you. You treated being dependent on for someone else's income. You regularly put up with being pity partied for his own income. And you also he has the least entertaining content of any gamer on the YouTube. Like, I know that's an objective statement, but I mean, is it? And all those things together, if you put up with that, something is wrong with you. And that's all we can say. So could we say a nicer word for it? Yeah, but every fucking group has words that are used for other groups, right? So like people that like the Cowboys, oh, they're the fucking cowgirls or whatever. You know, you get stupid names for shit because it's just easier. Because we all know in the end, though, there's still truth to the statement. In our case, there is truth to the statement because no one on earth can enjoy Phil's content unironically and have a normal mental being. I promise you.
Can we say they have an oddly shaped head like he describes himself? Or is that over the line?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that I'm completely okay, because obviously I find entertainment in ironically watching this guy. In finding entertainment every time he's miserable, because he's just so fucking funny when he's miserable. So I'm not perfectly fine too. I admit that. If you want to call me a bad person, go ahead. If you want to call me whatever, I'm not going to try and change your mind. But what he is doing right here is literally like stripping himself out of all the criticism, invalidating all the hate without actually backing it up by something. To remind you, he's using a single YouTube comment to back it all up.
What?
Real quick. Hate Army is also pointing out that a former mod of his literally does have a dent, which is kind of where it started.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Madara.
Yeah, it's just a true thing. So yeah.
No, it's not only hypocritical, it's worse than what I did. Worse. But they're okay doing it because they're making fun of me. Get it?
Yeah.
It's not. It's insanely hypocritical. It's 100% fucked up the way that they
if
do it.
Only
Yeah,
you're
that's
basing
true.
it off of calling people stupid, but sure.
Yeah.
Let's ignore everything else, like the exploitation and the lying.
Oh, this is absolutely true. Dax McGain or Dax.
Yeah, whatever.
Again, I don't know how to say your name. They also say people are wheelchairs, meaning they're handicapped. Yes, because we all know that the only people who watch my content must be handicapped. That's why they do it, right?
Well, what I'm going to say is, in the beginning of the month, when people get their welfare checks, he has an increased amount of revenue, and that's an actual fact. I'm just saying that, you know, and I also like calling them wheelchairs because it's fucking funny. It's just funny.
And we also know that there is at least, let's say, of the most let's say active fans he has, not monetarily, but chat active. That is a factual statement.
Yes.
DSP, we can't see you. The camera's off. Yeah. Okay, Jade, hold on.
Like what?
Yeah, I mean that's yeah.
Even if they were handicapped, who cares? That's insanely offensive and
It
discriminatory.
explains a little bit, doesn't it?
Who cares? I don't care who you are or where you are in your life. If you're handicapped or not, who cares? You can't watch someone on the internet and like their content? What are you talking about? You see how messed up this is?
The thing is that he doesn't realize this whole thing is a joke about him, not about those people. Not that they're in a wheelchair. It's that you gotta be like this to be enjoying Darkside Phil, like sincerely enjoying him and not questioning anything he says.
And that's their community. That's how they talk in their community. But that I'm worse somehow. How am I worse than that?
Yeah,
That's
really.
10
That's
times
I real quick. So like no one's saying it's not wrong to say those kind of words. By the way, like I think we all understand that it's not a nice thing to do.
Right.
However, also I know this is not an excuse, but we are making fun of Phil in those words, right?
Yes.
I know this is just I'm trying to explain away something mean everyone's doing, but it's just part of the deal. we are making fun of Phil with those comments. The same thing people say the fucking Rip T shit. It's not no one is trying to disrespect someone that's passed away. It's to make fun of Phil more.
Yeah.
And I know that's fucking. I'm explaining away some mean shit we're doing again, but that's what it is. We're making fun of Phil. Is what always the target of those words are. I guess I should say.
And if somebody does it differently, I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
They can insult whoever they want. And if they get banned, they get banned.
Yeah.
Worse than what I say. Anyway, let's continue. They just want to pretend that their hate is valid so that it sounds valid. You could make yourself into a perfect angel.
Wait. What the fuck is this even supposed to mean? Where the fuck is
go
this
back?
even?
Go back. I didn't hear this one.
Anyway, let's continue. They just want to pretend that their hate is valid so that it sounds valid. You could make yourself into a perfect angel in every way.
Valid.
They would still hate you. They would not miss a beat because this is now their
This all the
job.
time. It's like you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to do anything good, Phil.
And by the way, this is now their job, which is something that I personally was very offended to hear the other day, because I got up at 7 o'clock to do my job. And then after doing my job, I was watching Phil, and then he told me I have no job. So I cried myself to sleep that night.
Okay. As for their viewers, they find it funny to consume this stuff, and they have turned it into a daily routine, and the comments are all about money and not being good at games. It's mostly...
Oh, it's also about a lot of things. I get a lot of insightful comments with, like, timestamps to somebody talking about, like, something. And, yeah, they're pretty good at actually explaining themselves.
People who are jealous that you make...
I have one of the best comment sections in the world, I think. Like, I love every comment that I get, which... If you listen to people on YouTube tell you not to read the comments because everyone is awful, but it's like, man, like, they're great. I love them.
Sometimes I'm fucking surprised we don't get more, like, actual hate comments, because legitimately all this channel is about and my channel is about is just fucking dragging this dude, making fun of him. And it baffles me.
Money being a streamer, and they can't.
Oh, yeah, of course. We tackle all the main points. So first of all, the hate is fake. It's manufactured so they can make money. Second, they're doing it because they are jealous of you, because you are so amazing and your head is a perfectly normal shape. Third of all, they're racist.
Most of the
don't forget that.
Oh, this is great, by the way.
Routine, and the comments are all about money and not being good at games. It's mostly people who are jealous that you make money being a streamer, and they can't.
How do we deduce that? How did we do the research about that?
Most of the restreamers literally are just failed streamers. They can only get any attention or make any money.
And this is also, again, we're just like making shit up.
If they upload your content.
What have we seen about the people who give Phil money that applies to them?
Oh, yeah, literally. Literally, yes. This dude fucking, what was his name? Fucking Acid Face, the disgusting piece of shit pedophile. Yeah, he literally steals mannerisms from DSP and uses them. He started snorting because of that guy. Legitimately tried to emulate DSP on his stream.
Redemption Games as well. There are many people that
that's
try
the same
to
guy.
stream.
Acid Face and Redemption Games. The same.
But yeah, there's a few people though that try to be streamers, like following in Phil's footsteps. Phil's gonna be it for us. Let's talk about how about Jake James Lugo. He was the one that tried to make his. Well, he's still going at least, but I mean, he doesn't have an audience. But just trying to be Philip, trying to emulate Philip, the king of the the king of the underdog, I guess.
They try to make their own content sometimes, and they get single-digit views on it.
Who cares? It's literally fucking views on YouTube, man. And this guy looking at you, he looking at you like this is showing how important for him is to get views on YouTube. And it's like, dog, it's just a YouTube channel for me. I make stuff whenever I can because people show up and like it. And when I can't do it, I just don't do it. Like, what the fuck?
And
Everything
he admits
is so much
the only reason he
simpler
has any notoriety is because he got started at a certain time of YouTube's upbringing. And I would love to see him try and create a new channel and not try and piggyback off an old channel. Try not to draw his current viewers over to that channel and just see how his view count is. Look at his React channel. Like, look at the view count on that.
Oh,
like random people who just make their account last week get better views. Give me a break. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, owned us there.
If you make yourself super clean and super boring, they're just gonna paste in clips from your past and magnify tiny things to push a narrative, because that's their job at this point, and that's what makes it work. Being super clean and boring is not going to stop them. It will just make your content boring for the people who like you and support it. This is why people say the meme words, because you said something 6 years or so ago, and that's something that's detractors still splice into their videos daily.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how things work. What?
The thing these guys hate is any possibility of this gravy train that they're on ending. So if they see you do anything that they think might actually...
So wait. So what we dislike seeing is DSP being, like, his livelihood being threatened. Even though
we don't like that.
Even though we get the hypest episodes when big drama happens to him.
Yes.
How does this work? And I'm sure after this clip, everybody fucking clipped this. Everybody clipped this. Everybody ate off of this except Phil, which is kind of what happens.
Actually improve your public perception, they're going to try to counter it.
It's not going to happen. It's impossible. It's not possible.
How do we try to counter it? Okay.
Well, it's you basically like he's going to go and do like a PR campaign with Mike Klum, and you reach out to Mike Klum and you send him the Hello Jew clip from like 2009.
Ah, okay. Fair. Got it.
Okay.
Which is like, we don't need to resort to that. He did this shit legitimately like 2 days ago. This dude is losing his fucking mind.
If they thought that a documentary would come out that would actually see you in a positive light, and it might change
I would love
how
to see it. I want to see that documentary.
Yeah.
Please.
Dude.
Who's the best documentarian in the world? I don't know. Who the fuck? Whatever. Please make a positive documentary about DSP. I want to see it. I would love to see it. I'll donate so much
Olympic
money
level
for it.
mental gymnastics. It would be mind blowing.
Please make it happen.
Yeah. This is, by the way, what follows here is actually insane. And it contradicts something that we talked about like 20 minutes ago.
They're going to try to counter it. Okay? If they thought that a documentary would come out that would actually see you in a positive light, and it might change how some people see you on the internet and actually attack the creators of like the detractor stuff, well, they're going to try to get you not to do that and even give you money to try to convince you not to do it.
Who did that? Who did that? Okay.
What ended up happening, guys? It was Phil's fans that convinced him not to do it. And the detractors, pretty much almost unanimously from what I've seen, were at least curious to see this being made. They wanted this to be made. Because, I mean, fucking of course. Just think of all the memes and all the jokes and all the fucking goofy shit.
Yeah, how much money did we donate to make it him not do the documentary? I put in $1,000. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, really? Damn.
Show of hands, who is afraid of people watching that documentary and then coming after us because of it?
Oh,
see, my hand is not raised.
Look, I always think that the takeaway from the June documentary is going to be that fucking Phil is a piece of shit scumbag, but his trolls, man, they're so fucking obsessed. And I don't give a fuck. I know that what we're doing is weird. I know that what we're doing is not the traditional thing to do, but it's fun enough for me. It's entertaining enough for me and the people that like it, to the point where I like doing it, regardless of what the fuck people on the internet say about it, because it's really not a factor for me.
On that point, I think there was a positive side that June must have pitched to DSP, right? Because DSP is still kind of positively talking about it. So I really wonder what the pitch was from June's side to make this happen. But again, if June includes, it's a 4-hour documentary. How much of that could be positive? What are we doing?
I think there's going to be there might be a pretty generous segment about the trolls, basically just kind of going through the whole landscape of how things were and how the history of people trolling DSP.
SOK 30 minutes. Yeah, you could say SOK was crazy. They did this. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they're probably going to talk about us and the competitions we do and like people on Twitter and what they do, people on Kiwi Farms, etc. And I think it's going to be fair from the perspective of June wanting to just, exhibit what is happening, just to show, hey, this is all the channels, and they talk about him, and they restream him, and they have fun with it, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be some deep, agenda to, destroy the trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it could be worse than the Turkey Tom documentary that made a big deal about the SOK and left out conveniently the part that had happened, before the overwhelming majority of people existing now even created their channels. So the casual observer who doesn't know that just assumes that it happened yesterday, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Whatever. We'll watch it. We'll react to it. And we'll point out the fact that, like, yeah, it's like ancient history.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Let's.
These people are just protecting their careers at this point. They even copyright strike each other, and they have their own turf wars, and then they blame you for it.
I would like to see the receipts for that.
Those
Turf
people get
wars.
ejected. They don't. They don't
Turf
exist.
Look at what's happening to fucking Soma, that fucking retard piece of shit. Look at that guy. Everybody fucking steps on him. He's such a pathetic, worthless piece of shit.
Because they try to
these turf wars.
Yeah.
You want to make it from soft? This is how you don't play. Say my name. Get out of my territory.
Yeah.
competition out of the picture because of their money. They're just a bunch of parasites clawing at each other to try to take money from you.
Jesus.
They're like hot dog sellers.
This
clambering
parasite
around
telling you you're a
a stadium.
parasite.
You
I'm a
have
hot dog
no
seller.
idea.
This guy who exists.
I'm continuing.
Off of
This
the
is all one
overwhelming
comment.
generosity of the
You
gaming
have no
community
idea
calling
how
other
sad the
people
detractor
parasites.
community actually is. You think it's legit and has some foundation to it. No, it's actually just really stupid. If you were a woman, none of this would have happened. It would have ended long.
This is where it fucking
What?
rocks.
Okay, go, Ryan, let's start again. Sorry, I never heard
You
this.
think
I didn't
it's
listen to
legit
this
and has some
for the show.
foundation
Okay.
to it. No, it's actually just really stupid.
This is by the way the bottom line on the trolling. There is no foundation to it. It's all for money. They have actually no complaints against you, and they're hypocrites. And it's all stupid. So now we get into the protected class.
The protected group.
If you were a woman, none of this would have happened. It would have ended long ago because it's unacceptable in the current climate to do this to a woman. However, because you're a guy, YouTube allows this to happen.
Yes.
If it
Amberlynn gets it on a scale that DSP could not handle. Amberlynn has so much more audience and her detractor audience. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we don't talk about.
To correct you on that, I think the scale can't handle Amberlynn.
Easy.
And it's not even like a legacy issue, because look at like King Cobra's girlfriend, another ridiculous female who gets a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Some way that you could get in touch with YouTube and get them to actually look into, ban, and demonetize this as bullying content.
You would be gone too, buddy. So be careful. You would be gone immediately before I'm gone too.
Which it all is, by the way. I know you choose to.
I want to pause on like just the incel logic of that all of your problems would go away if you were the opposite gender. It's like it's really just defeatist, and it really doesn't work that way, and it can really fuck with people's heads thinking that it's just that easy.
Like low key sexist. I mean, we don't use low key. Like if you're a woman, it's easy, dude. No one can even fuck with you, man. It's easier if I was a woman here, dude. All right, really cool.
Also, how can you say that and then say that Kat gets abused on the internet, right? Either is it real or is it not? Is she protected or is she a victim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ignore it, but most of it is totally against YouTube's terms of service. It would all end. The hard part is making them do this because you are a man and there is no real PR hit for it. If they allowed this to happen to a woman, YouTube would look bad. But because I'm a guy, they allow it to happen and even promote it and let it be
telling yourself that, Phil. Is this if this is written by OIC to try and just like gaslight him into thinking everything will be better on the other side of the fence, then good on you, dude. You're fucked up in the head.
It's literally just gaslighting him. And I love it because this is a fantastic segment. It's like somebody validating your delusional world. It's so entertaining to watch. And this guy gets deeper and deeper in it. And the excuses are so thin that all we're left with is they don't actually hate me. They just fabricate the hate because they want money. And when you're left with this is all you got. It's over, man. You just take the L. Just admit your fucking bullshit.
I haven't seen this before. Because Meerkat, obviously, when this came out, the Twitter was going crazy, and I was like, all right, I won't watch it to get ready for today. Just got to be fresh on it today. And I did not expect the protected shit to come from female. I didn't know that was it. Holy fuck.
Yeah. I read the comment. I watched the other videos, but I didn't watch this. I wanted to save it for tomorrow, but this is wild.
Yeah, it gets crazier because we're all almost on 15 minutes into 1 hour. I don't even know what he talks about for 1 hour. It felt like 6 hours when I was watching it.
Yeah, no divorce line today, so we're good. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, good. I'm fine
Nice.
too.
This is why this Mike Klum documentary has set them a lot. It had the potential to get what is going on noticed by people at YouTube or maybe outside the current ecosystem. And your detractors definitely do not want that.
Bro, it doesn't
I want
fucking
that.
matter.
I want that actually. I want more people to see DSP's shit. I
Yeah.
want that actually.
Yeah.
A rising tide would lift all boats. Any
Uh-huh.
popularity that he gains would be exponentially increased on the people who actually make entertaining content about him.
Yes.
And-
if he
and-
gains 1 fan, we gain 10. And I'm saying
Yes.
we isn't that being said. I'm saying the whole detractor, everybody, you know?
Yes. And we know how to retain them because we know what they
Yeah.
want and we just give them what they want.
That's the comment.
Ah,
So-
okay, thanks.
Here's
That's
the
the
deal
guy.
from my perspective.
Okay.
You know, a lot of this, when I hear this in a comment, is news to me, even though
So this
What?
was this was it, by the way. This was it. That's it. It's over. So now,
Yeah.
as you guys saw, he quote unquote objectively read this out. He doesn't agree to it. It's not like him saying it or something. But you can see he does. You're just too pussy to,
And he
to actually
can't
say
verify
so.
any of the information, even though he presented
Yeah.
it just at face value. Thanks. Very responsible news reporter.
Oh, you will see his proof. His proof about this is fantastic.
I casually know names, like I know Duty Streams, or the fuck he is.
Shout
What
out.
a genius to name himself
Duty.
that, huh?
Oh yeah, how dare you
Oh,
name
yeah.
yourself Duty Streams? He should take a spoon and eat poop out of my butt.
Scat man. Okay. Every joke possible is about scat. Really cool, dude. Yeah. Duty streams.
I know they exist because I know you guys tell me about them, or
Hmm.
I see them in related videos and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But
Thanks,
I don't know
YouTube.
anything about
Yeah, like Ludwig said earlier, he sees them in the related. He sees the title in the thumbnail, and he's like,
Oh my god, they're fucking spreading lies about me again. They said I'm quitting RPGs.
even though
Yeah.
Duty does take some liberties, some artistic flair on the titles,
Yeah. Yeah.
to say the least. We've talked to him about this in the past.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
YouTube.
something.
Like you
Yeah.
see it a lot in a lot of communities. Like, like what's new in One Punch Man? You see Saitama with like his arm ripped off, and it's totally Photoshop, and it's like, yeah, that's clickbait.
Yeah.
their personal past. I don't know anything about who they are, where they come from, any of that shit. I just don't know. I don't pay any attention to any of it. As you
Ah.
know, my philosophy
I don't pay any attention to any of it. Just read like 6 paragraphs about his trolls. Just he decided to do this. He decided, you know what? I'm gonna have a segment today and fucking shit on the trolls. I'm gonna expose them.
has been ignore it. Just fucking
Mm-hmm.
move on with my life and my day. Just go forward and keep creating positive content. And
Sounds like
I'm
you're doing a great
successful.
job, buddy. Doing a great
Well,
job so far on that.
Oh, he's about to create 45 more minutes of positive content, by the way. It's coming up
Oh,
super
sweet.
positive. We all gonna have AIDS by the end of this
Doing
stream.
that, right?
Super positive.
Gonna have
But when you
diabetes.
analyze
And diabetes.
it like this, okay? First of all, this sounds like someone who has inside knowledge. Does it?
This is his proof. This is his actual
Side
proof.
knowledge.
Is like this is a detractor insider. Even though pretty much every platform that has some sort of, I guess, credibility, if you want to call it like that, where you can talk about Phil is public. The Reddit, when it was alive, was public. Our Discord is public. Everybody else's
comment-
Discord that I've heard of is fucking public.
The comment is coming from inside the detractorverse.
Yeah.
Nah.
This is an infiltrator. We're talking to Solid Snake here.
Look at this
Yeah.
dude.
This sounds like someone who's in the trenches of this.
In the
in
trenches.
the trenches.
What did
yeah,
that
In the
mean?
trenches, dude.
You're in the stream chat and you're pretending to be a troll and saying things like, "Oh, DSP has gout and Cat is fat."
And perhaps this is actually someone who knows
defector.
because they're a part of it. That's
This is so fucking corny, dude.
my guess. That would be. I
Corny
mean,
as
It's all
shit.
he's guessing, by the way.
Yes.
He's just
Completely
guessing.
wrong.
All we're guessing. Just guess. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Random jabs
Technically-
everywhere.
Technically, it's all gossip because none of it is backed up in any kind of way. There's not even a
Mhm.
anything, not even a reference to go look something up in this specific place to find out more. It's just this is like this, this is like this, this is like this. This is the truth.
wrong, but it
Yeah,
certainly
is this supposed
sounds
to make us paranoid. Like, oh no, who could it be?
to me like it's someone who is.
I think we should put the chat in 24 hours only mode.
Just
Just
the wall, everyone.
Someone's in here.
Yeah.
That's where Sam went.
raise your hand.
well versed in what's going on with that over there. Okay. I find it funny that this is apparently this guy Duty tried to be a detractor of Wings, but the Wings community already had so many detractors they bullied him out.
But wait, bro, you don't even like know what you're talking about right now. You remember, it's all just hearsay. But now we're gossiping about it like it's real. This is the thing he hates people doing about him. People doing this to him should, according to him, if they didn't exist, the world would be a better place. That's what he says about people that do this same thing that he's doing right now.
I like the idea that there's a limited number of people. So there's too many people in the Wings community. They said, okay, dude, get out of here, man. We got enough people. You know, that's really the reason people get kicked out of communities. Definitely. All right.
The sub box is getting over flooded.
Yeah. I guess with Wings, there's just like too many people making videos about stuff that is not interesting at all. Because Wings streams have been dramatically decreased in entertainment factor for the last couple of years.
Yes.
Thanks,
So
GameStar.
Like, yeah.
He
And
tried
that's one
to
of the
bull-
reasons, like, he can't be dramatic on his own streams because he has to save it all for the big stream. So he goes back to his stream and he's like, well, I'm only allowed to be boring. Nobody's allowed to really, like, get my
Very
goat.
cool.
He's not even like doing much on the Lolcow podcast. He's not being dramatic. Boogie is the one that hams it up. Wings is just like there. And
Yeah, he's like he's clocking in.
he's
like,
there
"All
for
right, I
them
gotta
to
clock
call him a
in."
pedophile, basically, and then that's
Yeah,
it.
That's it.
bully Wings,
Yeah,
and the
he's
bullies
chemically lobotomized.
of Wings bullied out a potential new bully of Wings.
Bro, what are you...
Oh my
nice
God.
gossip, bro.
Wow.
Nice
So then
gossip.
they
The
moved
thing we made
on.
up is so funny.
Yeah, very funny. I just made this story up. It's hilarious. Watch me laugh at it.
Yeah, you guys hear how DSP was kicked out of the FGC because nobody liked him and he was a bad influence on people and he was negative? You guys hear that? Yeah, because it happened. It's real.
Yeah, definitely real.
Well, actually, I mean...
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Bullies bully people, even though they're bullies.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I actually have more proof to that happening than what DSP is claiming to have happened.
Oh yes,
Right?
there's definitely proof of that.
To me, and because I guess I didn't have as organized of a detractor community as Wings, he's able to make his crap and gets popular doing it. Like, what on earth, right?
Right.
You know, it's just
We
like,
don't police enough, according
That's
to
just
who?
funny.
The commenter
To
or
me.
Phil? I don't even know anymore.
No, it's just like his brain is working overtime to just justify everything and make him feel comfortable inside because he's just like he's going crazy.
Less organized.
and yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
that's
you
funny.
can't make this stuff up. It's
Yeah, you just did.
Well,
Just-
yeah, you can.
You just made up a great story, dude.
such a fucking
Pretty
joke.
cool. Hilarious.
You know? Now, here's the truth. If you watch any kind of this content, this bullying content,
There we go. Now here we get into the dad talk. He's thinking in your best interest, right? He's giving you actual advice that is genuine, even though he is arguing in bad faith, so you can stop watching the trolls, so the trolls can go away, because they're not going to have anybody to milk, you see.
you are messed up. There is no one who is like a normal, right-minded person who would watch this shit.
Bro, this is my same logic with you.
Whoa!
The same
Got a dent in my
logic.
head.
Yeah, well, you want to call it? You just stop just short of calling us dense.
Yeah.
You know?
The problem is there's ridiculous amounts of not normal people out there now.
No.
Not normal.
Why
Okay,
don't you
I'll call them not normal.
milk some of them.
Not
They're
normal.
antisocial. They sit on the fucking internet, and this is what they do all day. They think it's legit time of their life.
Bro, look, but that's the thing. I'm gonna say there's probably people like that. There's 100% chance that there's people like that that just sit around all day and watch fucking Dark Side Phil shit or make videos about him or whatever the fuck. Because in any community, there's those people that do that shit. And in his community, there's people that sit around watching him and enjoying his content 24/7. It's just how it works.
They're one life.
Entertainment. There's people who watch like garbage TV shows, shitty movies. They watch a whole bunch of sports teams starring people who would punch you in the face if it got them 1% closer to a brand deal. It's like it's
They have to live on Earth.
what people
They're
do
going
when
to
they're not
die
making a living.
Yeah.
someday, but they don't have true self-consciousness. It's like a bunch of cows sitting in front of a computer, right?
Okay, we're cows.
So
I can say cows.
people
then?
say
Okay,
to
cool.
hate,
cows.
I must watch and consume and hate. And I'll even throw money at people who hate. Like what?
But why do those people then hold other people accountable when they do something that is fucked up or questionable, or they demand proof when something needs proof? Why, when those people are such idiots, would they do that? Because it's every time something happens to him and the trolls announce that it happened to him, they want proof.
Listen, I was a hater
There we go. Now we get into the dad talk.
I was you.
in the Street Fighter.
You and I are not so different, Mr. Bond.
I was one of you.
25 years ago. Okay? I said the late 90s into the first half of the 2000s. I was a hater.
That's it? That's it?
Bro,
Okay.
I would even say he wasn't a hater, because there's a difference between being a hater and just being kind of a piece of shit. And he was kind of a piece of shit because he didn't really get much of a reaction for his hating on somebody outside of them just disliking him and thinking that he's kind of a piece of shit.
Yes.
At the same time,
Because haters, like, especially nowadays, is like the prime era of hating. It's like the renaissance of hating. You can see that shit on Twitter. People hating on other people for no actual reason, but they could. And they came up with a nice, like, a clap back to them. And then they quote tweet them. And they say, hey, this guy looks like a Walmart NPC, whatever. And they get like 20,000 likes. It's the prime time of this shit.
that I was a hater in the Street Fighter community.
He was never a hater. He was just an
He was
asshole.
not a hater.
He
was not a
couldn't fit
hater.
in.
There was no hating. There was not hater going on there. It was someone that was trying to, for people, to get people to talk about him, because he had no other way for people to talk about him because he wasn't good enough at the game. So he was trying to get other people to talk about him and be one of these big names that people did revere, like Sir Wong, like Sir Valle, like Sir Choi. All these people that people talked about with a little bit of respect on the name. Phil couldn't get that. So what would he do? He would run his mouth as much as possible on that radio show and also go in fucking threads that have nothing to do with him, including all female threads, and starting shit there because he's wanted, at least people talk to me this way, right? But okay, that's not exactly a hater for me, but okay.
There's so much to get into. There's too much to get into. Hopefully some of it's covered in the documentary, but him like making websites to try and rival the SRK, him talking about making new tournaments that were like wrestling but in real life to try and like overshadow and like, fuck the cannons and all that shit. It's such a rich history. And it's such a rich history that it's impossible to think that someone would just put that behind them and just not be that person anymore. There's just too much there. It's part of who you are.
I played Street Fighter competitively. I was actually a good player. I actually got to the point where I won tournaments. Like I did something productive while I was also being kind of a troll.
His hallmark
No, we're not
victory
doing
was
that.
fourth place.
Yeah. That's the top of his ever got. I know he won some local shit and some qualifiers that people don't give a shit about. But how are we not doing that as well?
We are doing that big style.
Yeah.
Actually, we're doing that way more because instead of doing some stuff for us, by extension, we're also entertaining other people. We're creating some stuff for them and engaging them for them to do other stuff and like, participate in the competitions or make their own videos or whatever. So kind of what we do is more productive than what fucking Dark Side Phil did, which was to just look after his own ass and play video games.
You understand?
And every time he tries to brag about his proficiency in Street Fighter, it just makes it even more funny that any given detractor can just pick up the game and practice for like 4 months and then whoop his ass and make him rage out. It's
And that
even
literally
funnier.
happened. PSFP's
that's
been
the best
clapping
part
him
of it.
since for a long time.
I never wanted to be a crowd follower of hate. Being a crowd follower of anything.
He was the only hater in his community, by the way. When he made like the top haters or anything, it was just his personal endeavor. Nobody like backed him up. He didn't have like a little faction of heels. It was just Phil against the world because the world didn't like him.
You are the lowest form of life on this planet. You have no intelligent thought for yourself. You're just following along, apparently, a bunch of losers.
Wait, how is calling his fan a denthead worse than him saying somebody is, what was this, the lowest form of life on the planet?
Lowest form
Wow.
of life on the planet. Yep.
And that's why I'm telling you, if we start getting hit by the anti-bully police, oh, he's going to be in jail with us. We're going to run a train on him.
And the sad fact is, when you look at what they say about me, like Phil is an
Beat him
e-beggar,
with socks.
and he asks for support for his content from a bunch of people. Oh, these innocent, ignorant, gullible people who listen to him, and then they give him money, and then, oh, he's horrible. He takes advantage of people. Literally, that's exactly what my detractors do.
Really?
Times 10.
Really?
Oh, okay.
They
Times 10 as well. We did the math on this
Whoa.
one too.
Cool.
fabricate narratives that don't exist.
Who went bankrupt 10 times? Who was it?
Yeah.
Reference things from my past that don't apply.
They do apply though,
do
because
apply.
we can draw the parallel, the correlation between the past and the present. And ALT, you have done it much better than a lot of other people, because on WPIG you go fucking balls deep into a bunch of that shit to prove that his behavior is the same that it was then, and it's the same now.
The whole point of why it's fun is because you could see from the shit he did all these years ago to you could link it to the shit he does today. You know, that's what makes it fun. If there was no link, it wouldn't be fun. We'd be finding random shit like, oh, okay, he said that, whatever. It's funny, but whatever. What makes it cool is when we find stuff that is linked to how he acts today, which is everything we find, like the Incel Manifesto, whatever, you know, the all women suck. that kind of shit.
Even my mom.
Even my mom. There's links to what he does. That's what makes it fun.
They create narratives that are fake.
They are backed up by evidence, though. Except ones that are just not popular because they're not backed by evidence, like with 1 Minute Man being whoever, which is not confirmed to be. Linda or DSP himself and shit like that. That's not backed up by anything. That's people don't take that seriously because there's nothing to back it up other than just like, I guess, a theory.
And then they get people to believe it, and then they accept your money.
No, we're not trying to get anybody to believe anything. If anything, I want everybody to go out there and make up their own mind based on what they're being presented. That's why we watch this shit in its fucking entirety, because I don't want to play people a 1 minute long fucking clip and not being able to even figure out what the context is and so on.
They take
the only person telling people not to go out and do your own research is him, because that's what cults do.
Yeah, he said, don't look at anything. If you look at something, you are what? I forget the word to use, but you're fucking stupid. I know that. If you watch the shit we do, okay.
Yeah.
Just trust me, dude. Just trust me, bro.
And usually when somebody doesn't want you to go out there and make up your own mind, this is a very important point, making up your own mind, then they're hiding something. And he's definitely hiding many, many things.
Or falsehoods. They do it on purpose. It's the biggest scam possible. The side scrollers did it last year.
And now we're completely, here is when you know it all falls apart. When it's all bullshit. Here is when you can just stop listening. Because those guys, they gave him such a fair shake that people doxed fucking Craig like 2 days into the announcement of the interview. They were so fucking ravenous at this guy. Because they thought that he was looking for like a fluff piece and he wanted to like do this and this and this. And then they proved us wrong. They proved us that it was fucking good. And
they were afraid because it happened before with the quartering, who just like slept walked through that entire interview.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't even listen to the answers.
Yeah. So what happened according to him? And now this is fantastic.
They had an interview that was staged to be a legit interview.
Staged to be a legit interview.
They used that
He
as a
said
grounds.
it was the fairest shake he's ever gotten.
Yes, after it finished, he said those words. It was the fairest shake I've ever gotten. All right. All right. You said that after the interview, sir.
And then when he went back to his hug box and people were telling him, like, man, that didn't make you look good. He's like, nuh-uh. I mean, that was great. It went great.
It was good,
What are you
dude.
talking
Yeah,
about?
what are you
I
talking
was
about,
there.
asshole?
You weren't. So I know this and you don't. So it was good.
Tons of negative content about me, and they milked the shit out of my detractors.
How did they look? I get the whole like Craig when he did the monetize the haters thing. That shit.
That's different.
That shit was
it for
corny.
sustenance?
That's months later though. But yeah, I get that part. That was cringe and stupid. But yeah.
But like they did the smart thing, which is strike while the iron is hot. Like, do all your DSP content while that shit is fucking relevant. People appreciated what they did, so that's why they sent him money. It's fucking simple. Can't get simpler than this. They sent him money for the same reason they sent DSP money, because allegedly they like their content.
Yeah, it's hard to blame Craig for like the monetize the haters stream, which is unlisted now because he's like projection works both ways. You think people are as dumb as you are, and you think people are as smart as you are. You think someone that is so invested with drama like DSP would welcome being called out and like go toe to toe and do a knockdown drag out. But of course, he's a coward. He's just a big, massive hypocrite, which you don't expect from everyone. He's extraordinarily hypocritical to a point where you don't even expect it.
Yeah. And I don't blame him for doing the monetize the haters thing. And when he was on the show, I talked to him about it too. It was just really hard to get through the stream because like the pacing was so terrible.
There's just remember he just didn't really do anything, just like really, like responding to what chat was saying. That's not really a stream for me.
Yeah, if he was showing like highlights of all the worst thing he's done, that could have been better.
And he was he was waiting for DSP to like join the stream, which was clearly not gonna happen. But it did get him salty, so we got that.
For months on end had detractors coming to their streams throwing the money, and the people are so dumb that don't like me, they didn't fucking realize it. They went and gave them money for nothing. And then guess what? They moved on.
They exposed you. They held you accountable to the shit you've done, and that was a big ups. They were very happy about that.
Yeah, like it was really like prize for doing such a great job at showing the true DSP and the history of DSP. People were rewarding them for many months after that, you know? How many people are still fans of side scrollers from back then? I don't know. I'm sure there's some though that, wow, they did a really good job with this exposing DSP for what he is. I like this show, you know?
Yeah, it made it so Rich doesn't want to interview Phil anymore.
Yeah.
Like, because they did such a good job that he's like, well, it's redundant at this point.
They never did. They only wanted to use that as a launching platform so people would watch their crap content. So now they can do politics.
It was their second interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. And fucking Phil wished them that they would get all the views in the world and all the money in the world after this stream. He literally wished them, I hope you guys get a lot of views off of this. But now we're just talking through both sides of the stroke mouth.
They're nonsense. And it worked. Because people were so fucking dumb. They were able to be milked by the side scrollers. And this is literally what the whole other detractor community does. Anyone who restreams me, anyone who makes this negative content about me, that's exactly what they're doing. If you're a viewer of theirs and you like their stuff, they're using you.
But has somebody told our viewers that they don't have to give anybody money? I think they know that by now. I think they actually know that.
Having
a talking to.
Yeah, I don't know. We're using you guys in chat, by the way. Thanks for letting us use you by watching something with you. Yep. Yeah. Thanks for letting us use you guys. Very cool.
Right? To some extent, and I know how crazy this fucking sounds.
Uh-oh.
You actually have to give a little bit of credit to the original detractor groups. As much as I think they were nutty.
Oh my God. And here we get into like schizophrenic territory. He's so desperate. He is so desperate to shit on the current detractors. We're going to be giving shout-outs to the SOK. Shout-outs to the people that he was terrified by. He thought they were going to drone strike his fucking house or something. The way he was talking about him back then. He thought it was ISIS on his doorstep.
He canceled going to Leanna's sister, brother, I'm not sure. Brother's wedding, because the SOK was behind some kind of, they're going to show up there. So all this shit, the SOK, he literally thought they were doing that. Now, to be fair, I don't think Phil really thought that was going to happen. I think he really wanted those day one views for that fucking video game. I forget what it was.
It was just a good excuse.
Fog out. It was just a great excuse. But remember, that's what he said the SOK did. So let's just keep in mind, that's what the SOK was to DSP back in those days.
Yeah, and they actually tried to fuck with him. But what you're gonna hear now?
I don't know the extent of that, like, because it's so fucking long ago. But like, how far did they even go to really just like actually take him down? I have no clue.
I think they were behind some copyright strikes. I don't know to what extent it hurt him.
There's so many people, like who you can't. We don't know who did what. You know what I'm saying? There's like 50 members or whatever. Not 50, but there was a lot of members and who knows what.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hazy stuff about
them. To me, it's really hard to bear with their stuff because it never really got better. It was always kind of the same slop. And you got like 15 people on a call where it's like one of them has personality, and that one guy is Fred Fucks, and then he ends up being Fred Fucks.
Guys like the sons of Kojima, they weren't out to benefit from what they were doing.
They wanted to take you down, you idiot. They wanted to get rid of you, you moron.
Well, they always would say that they didn't want to do that, even though the actions might have shown otherwise. What he's going to say here, though, is because they were, the gatekeeping guys about don't take money. That's only why he's defending SOK right now. That's the only reason I think he's defending SOK is because Fred Fucks had that hardcore stance about not making money for some reason. That was like the hard and fast rule they had or whatever. But that's why he likes SOK now. I'm 100% sure of it.
Yeah.
They weren't monetizing their content. And a lot of them actually were out to say, we just want Phil to improve.
No, not really. Of course, that's what you're going to say in public, because otherwise, that's what Craig said after the interview, because he's a public personality. He's not going to say, I don't like Phil, so I wanted to expose him, even if that's how he felt like. He's going to say, yeah, I'm just trying to help Phil because he's a disturbed person, and that and that and that. Of course, you're not going to say, I want to destroy Darkseid Phil.
We don't like that Phil does this stuff that we don't like.
From what I know of it, like the not monetizing things was just like a purity spiral. It was very self-destructive, and like not caring if people make money or not. Like that seems like the better way to go.
Yeah, I can't fucking fathom why they even give a fuck if somebody makes money off of DSP or not. Like why you would care
That's one of the
about
oddest
this.
things. Yeah, it's one of the oddest fucking things. People were like, let's get a Ludwig in a Discord call. Yeah. So you got that tips link, Ludwig. What's that about? They would do shit like that. It's like weird. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, that was real.
We want him to improve. We want to call him out. Say, your gameplay sucks. You shouldn't be making fun of the game devs. You should take responsibility when you fail in a game. These were things that were legitimate criticisms.
They still are.
Of me that they had. And those criticisms were taken to heart over time.
Really?
And if you don't notice today, for the most part, I try to improve.
Taken to heart.
Look at this. All
For
the
the
fucking
most
qualifiers. Today, for the most part, I try to improve. So yeah, we're
Except for
basically
when I
not
don't.
saying anything.
I'm a human. I'm not perfect. Like, okay.
Based on long-standing criticisms, a lot of which came out of those communities.
Bullshit, man. The way he chooses to like the mental gymnastics he's gonna do to make those guys seem nice compared to everybody else. It's insane.
Now, we all know the ultimate obsession over Kojima and them infighting led to them falling apart. And that's
I don't know of any obsession with Kojima.
Yeah, they all love Kojima too much. That was what brought him down. Son of a bitch. God damn it. Fucking Kojima.
We all know. What the fuck?
What?
whole other story. But that was
Y'all
actually
know
legitimate.
Whole other
Kojima
story of
infiltrated
what?
Their offices in a cardboard box.
The whole story of him being afraid to go to a wedding because it might get swatted? Is that the whole other story? But we're going to put it aside for now. That does not matter in the current narrative. What matters is that they were good boys and gave good criticism, very positive criticism.
Cool. They're pretty cool, actually. Great.
The stuff that's happening today, the continuation of this wave of memeable hate.
I thought he knows nothing about it, by the way. He doesn't watch it. But allow him to explain everything.
Monetizable hate
is happening.
Is not valid, nor is it in any realm of logic. It's there just for people to milk morons on the internet. Just like the side-scrollers did last year, and now the side-scrollers don't give two fucks about anyone who hates me. Well, it's the same thing.
Should they?
I guess
Why would they?
He sees their current content and says that they don't care about DSP anymore, I guess.
Isn't that supposed to be a good thing? They wanted to move away from DSP stuff pretty quickly. Because, like, what do you want to do? Have your new show be pigeonholed into talking about DSP? Kind of like the Lolcow podcast started out by them, almost every episode having to talk about DSP because they had something to say then.
Yeah. Now they take the route of just manufacturing.
Oh,
drama.
dude. Keemstar, I think I told you this at some point. Maybe we were live, I don't know. But Keemstar is so desperate to just invent any kind of drama. He's just randomly calling people onto the stream in hopes that they're going to start fighting. It's like they legit have nothing to do.
8-Bit Eric, like
yeah, 8-Bit Eric was a funny one for me.
That dude, oh my god, they made this dude look like a bitch. Everybody was cucking him, and he kept talking
really
over
good.
everybody. Like, what the fuck is up with that?
It's like it was just like 8-Bit Eric on the Lolcow podcast. I didn't expect to see that, but there we go.
These people are only looking to make money where they can. If all of a sudden this negative content about me was not monetizable, they would be gone in an instant. They would run out the door.
Same to you, dude.
Really? Yeah, same to you.
You'd be off on another platform.
And also, I beg to differ. I don't think it's gonna work like that.
I do
because
Yeah,
even
there's
if
a lot of people who do already.
yeah,
Most.
That's all.
I would say.
All
That
they're
just,
in
don't,
for.
that just do it for their own thing. That most people that make stuff actually, like these people that make songs and stuff, that get 400 views on a video, they're not doing it for any sort of monetary gain at all.
yeah.
They're doing it because it's fun, and that's the beginning and end of it. But I guess Phil can't understand that because he doesn't do anything, and I do mean anything, in his life for just the fun of it.
Yes. Or anything for, I guess, nothing to gain out of it. Nothing
yeah, that's a better way
selfless
to
is
say it.
done.
Yep.
For. That's it. And if you fall for that shit, you are literally a grade A gullible loser. You know, everything they say about me and my viewers, that's you. You fell for the
Even
trap.
vents and
Me,
wheelchairs? Oh, well, I thought that was
but-
over the line.
But
Jeez.
hold on. There is no degree of manipulating people because I watch pretty much everybody's stream that is, has prominence in a viewer base. There is no degree of manipulating those people to like give money or anything. It's just like
No.
you're saying what you feel about Phil. That's
Yes.
it. That is all. It's just everybody does it in a different way. And it's not nobody makes it about their personal struggles and their personal finances the way that Phil does. Nobody uses manipulation tactics the way that Phil does. Nobody uses guilt tripping the way that Phil does.
Mm-hmm.
And they follow their own advice when it comes to what advice they give to Phil. And that's why their viewership grows, much like ours. Thanks everybody for 6,000 subs, by the way.
Oh, big ups.
We have nothing prepared. We might go back to the 4K Q&A we did 2,000 subs ago that we didn't finish.
Finish that up. By the way, Phil made his views so important to his audience. We're doing Ask the King shit. In episode 24, which is like 2012, he got to ask the King question, which was, do you get ad revenue on mobile views? Like, that's how in tune he made sure his viewers were about how he gets paid.
Yeah.
No one else did that but him. I know it's ancient history and shit, but that's how he has built his life on the monetary aspect of it. And the viewers, that's your goddamn problem too. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, his face reveal video was the one where he told people to click on the ads.
Yeah, literally. He just straight up told him, I hope I can do this for a job. Go there, click the ads that show up. That was just right out of the gate. He just admits, like, I'm not doing this shit for free.
I'm providing free entertainment and content to people who like it.
Literally the
It's
same
not
thing
free
we
if you
do.
expect money for it. That's if you expect money. If you get through a stream and you're like, "Hey, where's the tips?" You're not doing it for free.
Yes.
Guys, literally one tip so far. So yeah, it's a little bit of an issue, but it's free content, guys. Free.
Yes. And I understand if you're doing this as a job, it's fine to have multiple ways of people supporting you. It's fine to have a certain amount of expectations because that's going to be your job. But he transcends that. He crosses the line into, manipulating, guilt tripping, gaslighting, mistreatment, in being like abusive to the people that like him. I don't mind people having, a tips link or whatever link, membership link in their bio if you feel like giving them money. People that are doing this full time, that are not doing this full time. It's the way that you talk about it, that you convince people. It's I guess they call it a call to action on the internet. When you design a site and there's like a big button that says buy now, that's a call to action. Well, the way you do those in DSP's cases are abusive. They are not productive, and they're just straight up bad and wrong. And people have been calling him out for years.
And how the worst,
it's not chill. Like,
No,
there's
no,
these
no, no.
big talking points. It's like it's not chill when you feel pressured.
And yeah, it's like a sales pitch. And also when he tries to morally grandstand by saying like he doesn't do that, that's my favorite.
Yes.
It's like if he like, let's just say he just didn't talk about any like criticism about his begging. That would be almost better than what he tries to say, like, oh yeah, because I advertise twice for a 2-hour stream. Yeah, now I'm an e-beggar. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But it's not that you're even advertising. You're telling us all the reasons we are required to give money now. And if we don't, this is the bad thing that's going to happen to me.
Yep.
That's not advertising, my friend. That is so far away from advertising.
And he
That's saying-
says if he doesn't, then no one will know how to give him money, despite Nightbot being like the biggest chatter
Yeah.
in his chat room.
most active chatter.
They then want to support
sorry, I
it. They
didn't mean
have
to
the
interrupt.
option to do
No,
so.
it's good.
You understand?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
He's describing, because the big issue for him out of this whole thing is detractors making money off him. Now he is describing what the detractors are doing, but applying it to himself.
The trap. Me, I'm providing free entertainment and content to people who like it. If they then want to support it, they have the option to do so. You understand? But my content is real.
There we go. My content is real.
Oh, he's real. We're fake.
Who gets to decide that? His content
IRL
is playing
streamer.
video games. His content is playing somebody else's content. Just like when it is reacting, his content is reacting to somebody else's video and slapping a massive watermark in the bottom left of the screen.
Even when he's ostensibly reacting to his own content, sometimes it's someone else's content that's spliced into the content that he claims is his content.
Yeah.
So who decide what is real and what is fake? I don't know. Is it based on the amount of effort you put into it? Because that is something that you can kind of measure. Is
like
it?
you think it's about views because that's how he rates stuff on that React channel. It's like, oh, this is 30,000 views. That's pretty good.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
He judges everything based on the amount of views he gets. And considering that his trolls get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times the views he gets, that must mean it's more meaningful and positive content, isn't it?
My content's not fake. It's not made up.
It's not
It's
made
not
up.
taking things out of reference. It's not creating narratives that don't exist.
Out of reference?
That's literally what they do on a daily basis, just for the money to keep rolling in because people are so fucking stupid.
We created.
And this is just getting worse and worse.
I created the SRK. I
Like
made
the
that all up. It's all fake.
internet
SRK,
itself.
Incidents, lianas. I invented all those things. It's crazy, guys. I'm a pretty good storyteller.
Sabotage his washing machine.
Yes, I did that too. Yes, broke the garbage disposal. Yep.
Yeah.
I did all that
Ignorant.
stuff.
We don't care about the truth behind anything. We just want to jump on what's popular, right? What's the new meme
Wrong.
today? What's the new thing to
No.
run with? I just saw, listen to this. There was a tweet made about a day ago on Twitter.
By
And I
who?
didn't even know it
By who?
existed. And all
Oh
By
yeah,
who?
this thing got him butthurt. This is an interesting part.
of a sudden it showed up in my timeline as I was looking at Fallout stuff. Someone, I don't know who they are, they made a tweet and they were like, so Bethesda undid the lore of Fallout New Vegas for their new show, which by the way, they didn't. It's obvious the person didn't even watch the fucking show. They said they undid the lore of Fallout New Vegas for their new show. Yeah, and this is an awful thing they did, but the show's ultra popular. So Bethesda is like the DSP of gaming because they just keep making the worst possible decisions, yet they continue to exist and be successful.
Does he name search himself?
Yeah. Oh, you know it. You fucking know it.
It wasn't even.
guarantee
I
he
saw
does.
this tweet. It wasn't even like at DSP Gaming. It was
Yeah.
Just a reference. He's searching every night. Got the gin rolling, got the pools rolling, got the text to John Rambo rolling, and then he got the Twitter searches rolling.
Like, this is what this guy tweeted. And his tweet has over 10,000 retweets.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or was
I'm
it
gonna add
likes?
to it.
It was either retweets or likes. I'm not shitting you. That was the tweet. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, so this guy is so fucking stupid. He's actually
no, you're
this
so
dumb.
ridiculous. You're so
That he
widely
thinks-
renowned as a retconning just fraud that people can reference you in just completely unrelated things, and at least 10,000 people will be like, "Yeah, that's
Yep.
that guy. That's the
Yeah.
guy."
On the same vein, my favorite was the dude like people saying I'm taking the DSP defense. That's not cool.
Oh yeah,
Remember
that,
that?
that was Roofamonger. Big ups.
That was the fucking best.
Yeah.
Everyone got it. Everyone got it. It was
Like-
no need to explain it.
Yeah, I love that just saying the name DSP is like insulting. If somebody calls you a DSP, you're just insulted, even if you don't know much about them.
It's that me, someone who's been around for 16 years, has done nothing but make bad decisions. Now, where did he get that from? From my detractors? From the memes? From the
Where did they
bug
get that from?
documentaries that
From
come
you.
out
Let's keep going farther. Yeah, where did they get that from, Philip?
and say things like 10 years of failure? That's where he gets that. and the internet believes that shit
Greatest
because they're
hits.
dumb fucks.
They believe it because it's backed up by evidence and patterns of behavior, and also it makes sense. That's why they believe it.
Yes. It's funny too. That's the
Everyone's
most
taking
important thing.
shots.
It's the most important thing on Twitter.
We're
Is
getting
it's
turned
funny.
to Tom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Awesome.
These
It's the
people
greatest
don't
hits.
want to take 5 minutes to learn
But
about
why?
reality.
Why do they fucking? Why should they do it? Why does he believe people are entitled? He is entitled to people like learning more about him before they speak about him. No, nobody fucking cares. People remember you by the first impression. And for most people, the first impression of this guy was him jerking his fucking dick off. That was it.
They just want to hear the meme, laugh
That was
at it.
real.
It was real. That was the most real content he's ever done.
Yeah.
And roll with a common consciousness. We all get the meme, right? What's the truth of the meme? What's the
Hilarious.
funny part of the meme? I don't care. We just laugh. I acknowledge it.
What is the truth? I still don't know how he's explained what the truth is behind the Champions meme or the Bank Leaks meme. What is the truth
Oh, yeah,
behind
that's my
that? There's
favorite meme.
something true about it.
Bad,
What's the
so I
nugget of
left.
truth about? Yeah. What's the nugget of truth about that? The bank leaks. I don't know the nugget of truth there.
I think it's that his bank account, according to him, this is what he implies happened in the side scrollers thing. So there was a breach. There was some kind of identity theft, but it wasn't the leaks themselves. That's fabricated. That's not even real.
Yes. Yes. Got it.
And also, they took money from his account, except they actually didn't, because it was all read-only, except they didn't even think about doing that because DSP got a notification from his bank or something. It's like,
So, like
legitimately...
when they put, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
When they put the find replace in the bank leaks, what was the 1651s for before they changed it to PayPal? Like what?
I was the.
So yes, now we have this video. This one is cut by Sam, but I really, really want to show it because it's very important to me. How many fucking times he lies in this video? So these are 3 clips. You can see in the bottom, we got the date tag. So you should get all the context you need from this.
Victim of crimes.
I acknowledge
identity
that for
theft.
sure.
I was advised legally not to talk about it. Once someone gets access to your data, they can then use that to do a lot of shit. If you don't catch it right away, you basically now have to do a cleanup process. I had financial responsibilities that I couldn't fulfill because I had no money. Everything was frozen for a couple of weeks because of fraud. Imagine now telling a lawyer that you now need something done quickly, because that means they have to drop everything to do it, but that also means that they're going to bill you out the ass. I got a bill yesterday for $1,500. That's money that was stolen from me. That is not money that was, oh, that's a necessary business expense. This person committed federal crimes against me, and now I have I'm going to have to pay this money. Yesterday, I had to dump $500. $500 that should have went towards important stuff went to this. What did they get out of it besides knowing that they hurt me, right? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They didn't benefit. There wasn't any way that they were going to be able to steal money and shit. I'm not dumb.
He's not even dumb. You hear that? And also, we completely ghosting the actual bank leaks because the bank leaks happened somewhere September or early October 2021. Completely pretending they did not happen. So we can make this whole point with like, what were they thinking they could do? Like expose me? Obviously, that didn't happen.
It's when these things are happening, because that's exactly what was happening. This person was trying to authorize payments and money movement in my name.
Itemized for prostitution.
Yeah.
Like it says that in the bank statement.
It wasn't real because I didn't authorize it, but they were trying to do it all behind the scenes online without my permission. And basically, they were doing many different ways. They were trying to empty and overdraw my bank account and really fucked up stuff. Let's just put it that way. They found a way.
Yeah, just so really fucked up stuff.
This was the first clip. As we learned, no money was stolen from him except the $1,500 he had to pay to deal with the damages or to make everything secure. Now we get into the second clip. This is the 2nd of August, the next year, where, things have been settled for a while. So now we got a new story.
To get access to a site.
It just reminds me on the topic of the person who, the Comcast person who quote unquote stole money from him by paying his bill.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He paying my bill, stealing money.
Well, that I still can't defend that guy. Everything he did was fucked up, and he should have been fired for it.
Oh,
And
definitely,
If he was
definitely.
definitely a real Comcast guy, he should have been.
Absolutely.
I cannot deny it was absolutely hilarious. And I watched it live as that guy was pulling the plug in and out, and DSP was buffering every 30 seconds. And he was talking about, like, nobody's going to get me off the internet as he's in between buffers. It's fantastic.
Shouldn't have had access.
Oh, also, this Level 1 podcast is called An End to the Drama That is Review Tech USA. Good riddance.
Good
riddance.
Never brought them up
2020.
Yeah.
As to, they then decided to take money from me.
Huh?
Okay? Thousands of dollars. This was not like, we fucked around. $3,000, $3,000, $3,000.
But I thought he wasn't stupid, so they weren't able to do
Yeah.
that.
Not stupid though.
My
Huh?
obvious question is, when the fuck is Dark Side Phil has $9,000 in his bank account?
Great question.
And also, I thought he wasn't stupid. They couldn't steal money from him.
It took 2 to 3 months of work and extra thousands of dollars to repair the damage that they did. I had someone who...
So, repair the damage
know
they
banks,
did. So,
yeah.
did he get his money back? Or somebody
know-
stole his money and he had to pay even more. So they couldn't
Did you know
steal his
banks-
money again.
Make you pay to get money back that other people stole from you. It's awesome. It's a great system we have in America. If you get $9,000 stolen from you, then you have to pay the same bank more money to get it back. It's really cool. It's a great system. I love it.
actually tried to take money from me. I had alerts set up, and also I didn't even have the money.
Oh, and then now we contradict everything.
What?
Everything.
Okay,
They
so
were
we had
trying-
alert set up. Sweet.
So
Awesome, cool.
they couldn't even get close because he caught him on the firewall as they were trying to breach the mainframe. And he didn't
Yeah.
even have that money. But we just talked about $9,000. Money that I'm sure he didn't have, but why do you fucking bring it up?
I guess they thought I was a liar, and I have tons of money sitting around in my accounts and stuff. It still cost me a lot of time and money. And by the end of the day, that identity theft that I had last year cost me several $1,000s to fix.
Several.
I was the
Did we forget about the 9,000 that it also cost him? Well, I don't know.
Several.
Several millions.
Mm-hmm.
allows it. Twitch allows it.
Okay, so here, like, from here on out, I'm trying to figure out whether or not there's, like, actual interesting stuff, because he repeats himself criminal amounts. It's insane the amount that he repeats himself over an hour, because it's like the same thing. It's like, my trolls, they're just making it up. It's not even real. They don't even hate me. That's where we are right now. They don't even, like, actually hate me, dude. They just pretend for the views.
Yeah, that's what the
Fueled
bottom
by
line.
the meme.
Yeah. The bottom line is no one really hates them. We just are fueled by memes. So that's
Yes.
and also our careers. That's what we're after, is the career. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm
Yes,
following along.
And I mean, I guess that's kind of it. Because then after that, it's just the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And here he says, I know nothing about it. What is this? Oh, yeah, this is about, okay.
Point, it's like, for me,
Doesn't he talk about
as you
Rich a little
know,
bit?
my philosophy
At
is
some point, I'm
not
pretty
going to
sure
fight
he
fire
does.
with fire. I'm not going to go start flagging videos. I'm not going to get a lawyer and start suing people. I'm just going to make
Well,
my
that would be a
content every
bad
day
idea, Phil,
and ignore it
'cause
all. I don't. Again, it's funny because as I was saying this, the only one I brought up was Duty because he was referenced in the comment. As I'm looking at the chat, people are bringing up tons of others, and I'm like, I realize I don't know any of these people. Like, people are, you're bringing up all this stuff. I'm like, I don't even know who any of these people are.
Yeah, but like, we don't do it for fucking DSP's acknowledgement. Like, DSP's
know.
acknowledgement is worthless. I personally do whatever I do because people show up and enjoy it. And instead of maybe some night after work playing video games, I can make something that somebody else is going to have a chance of enjoying and have fun with it.
Yeah, it's very narcissistic to think it's some burn that, oh, I didn't even watch your video. It's like, it wasn't for you. I mean, it's obvious that you don't want to watch videos critical of you because you're a thin-skinned narcissist. You can't handle criticism. Of course,
Yeah.
you're not going to watch it.
If Phil could sue as many people as he thinks he could sue, he would be a billionaire.
Oh,
He thinks he could sue so many people. Capcom, every single detractor, Comcast.
Oh, he's,
Who else? The list is too big.
he's gonna lose a lot of those lawsuits, especially against like trolls and YouTubers and stuff like that. Because this,
Oh yeah, definitely.
we're talking about like terms of service here, and we are, we're gonna get by. We're all right,
Yeah.
but it's
I
not
wonder-
gonna hold up in court. None of this ever gonna hold up in any court ever.
I wonder, like, if you asked him what is slander, like, how do you define slander? I guess he'll just say like things that aren't true, and then you'd have to follow that up with like, well, what do you mean by that? And he's like, well, they say I'm a scammer, and it's like, well, that's like an opinion.
Like that's what he'd say, but his internal meaning is anything negative about you. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Like, oh, your hairline, you have a bad hairline. That's slander. That's what it is.
Oh, I know nothing about it. Right? Like, I don't know. So, whatever. I guess there's another
Damn.
generation. I feel like I've been around now 16
Darn it.
years. I've probably had 3 to 4 different generations of haters. Like, originally it was the DSP cult leader. Then it was Evil AJ.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
but-
Then it was
Shout
the
out.
Sons of Kojima. And This Is How You Don't Play movement. Then it was
This is how you don't
movement.
play movement, man. Anytime I hear that, it makes me wanna. He's
You
acting like
don't
they're
play
actual activists with like signs walking on the streets, be like, "This is
Like
how
the
you don't
presidents?
play."
Yeah,
Occupy
different
Reagan.
presidents. Yeah. Evil AJ movement. I want to be a part of that era, the Evil
Yeah.
AJ era.
I guess now it's bigger than ever because people are trying more than ever before to express their own interests while at the same
Yeah.
time like making fun of DSP. So maybe you're good at animating, maybe you're good at making sketches, maybe you're good at fucking, I don't know, just hanging out with people and watching some DSP shit. You can be good at whatever the fuck. And you get to have a platform to express yourself and make fun of this guy and then move on with your life. It's just
I
simple.
also think a part of that also is that he's more. He's more frantic than ever, right?
Oh,
He is
yes.
more funny moments now than ever, and also he has 2 new channels that aren't gaming that lead to more
Yeah.
Oh,
insane
yeah.
takes. All that stuff adds to the more stuff for us to enjoy. So I think that's part of it too.
Like every Sunday is just guaranteed content to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Tevin restreamer. Right?
Oh yeah. By the way, Tevin
Oh,
doesn't even get called Tevin. He gets called the Tevin Restreamer.
Right?
But he's his
So
own
now-
era. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I got the era.
I
want
mean,
the-
they had like beef almost on a weekly basis. He would mention it, be like, "Oh my god, this fucking idiot Tevin must be alive right now. He got so many trolls."
Now it's like these other YouTubers do these streams and other shit, right? It's just generation
know.
after generation
you?
of people with no talent and nothing to add to the planet.
Oh,
That they're
no
allowed
talent.
To
You
exist
said
because
Tevin
other-
was talented. What?
Yeah, literally.
He said Tevin was talented before. What the fuck?
And
Took that
also-
right away, huh?
But that's the thing, that those people display their talents way more than he ever has. So the whole talented point goes out the window immediately. Immediately.
Oh yeah.
Because like
Nothing shows that better than the King of the Ring. Just overflowing with talent.
in like so many other things that other people have done, and on Twitter, the people that post the
funny stuff, pictures,
yeah,
all the movie posters, so
Yeah.
much shit on there. Twitter's better than ever too for this shit.
yeah.
people are
And it's like we've seen so many people that never knew anything about streaming just simply follow their own advice that they're giving to this guy in their videos. And it gets better. You see them improve and you see them grow their channel.
dumb and throw money at them.
Don't
Hopefully
get it,
one day
dude.
people will wise up. Well, I can't make people wise up.
And again, here we ended up on grandstanding. On I used to be like you, but then I saw the light, and now I'm a good person, and you should be a good person too.
The only
I'm-
reason he saw the light was the income started going down. Let's not get that
Oh
twisted.
yeah, he wasn't
He's-
allowed not to.
He stopped being so toxic. DSP positive was a response to his views starting to go down. That's the only
Mhm.
reason it happened.
Yeah.
So, all right, he can say he's changed a lot, but it was all because of income going down.
I'm just going to
Yeah.
stay in my lane.
Losing the King of Hate moniker was because of Twitch, but it's not like he's become less hateful since dropping
No.
the moniker. If anything, he's gotten worse.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hang out with you guys every day. And that's that. I'm just going to say, move on if you can. If this is the first time you've heard something like this, please move on. I
will.
guarantee you.
Okay,
will
so
move
this
on.
is dog shit. I'm gonna skip a lot
Yeah, please.
because he's talking about this.
My run was the late 90s to around 2007-ish. If I had been more positive earlier, I probably would have had so many friendships and things. And instead, I got a bunch of
But you
rivalries
didn't need
under my.
those.
But
I got nobody.
also, another crazy comparison is between how people communicate in his community that he fostered, which is they don't. They don't even have an active forum anymore. And when they did, nobody used it. Compared to how people communicate in our community, which is on various different places in a very decentralized way where everything is pretty much public and you can just go there and be a part of the discussion. Very interesting, huh?
Belt, but a lot of toxic shit that I did too that I regret. And I know for a fact, like I know for June the King, when his documentary comes out about me, he apparently is going to go very deep into detail about my early days in Street Fighter and how toxic I was. I 1,000,000% fess up to all of that. It's all true. I was a piece of shit in the early Street Fighter community.
And he's giving a big juicy salute by this entire time, by the way. If you saw the whole frame, it's just straight up like this. And I think he started it off by like tapping himself on the chest. Was it this one?
Street Fighter and how toxic I was. I 1,000,000%.
Yes, we do like a hand to God and then straight up and
fess
beyond.
up to all of that.
Straight Roman.
It's all true. I was a piece of shit.
Yep.
In the early Street Fighter community.
We know.
To a lot of
only
people
reason he's saying that is because that proof still exists. The only reason he's saying this because the proof still exists. He can't talk his way out of that one. That's the only reason we're getting this little bullshit.
Online, I was a nice guy, but online, I was a piece of garbage. I know it. And now I look back and I fucking regret that so much. How awful I was to people who didn't deserve it just because I was getting a laugh and other people were laughing.
So this is
no one else was laughing, but yeah.
I went back a little bit. We did hear this part, right? There's no way we didn't. But we're going to hear it again because this is the highlight of the whole thing.
Very progressive movement in modern society that there are certain groups that are protected. I am not a protected group. I'm a white male. I'm the least protected group right now.
He's the least protected group, bro.
Oh, man.
What is he exposed to? What dangers is he as an unprotected group exposed to? People making streams about him on the internet saying that his head looks weird.
It's so insulting because there is some like a small nugget of truth to this. There is like an attempt to institutionalize a lot of racial discrimination with things like DEI and things like racial quotas. But this is not the person that you want to use as your poster child for this, because this is someone who's created all of their own problems. This is not someone who's suffering as a result of any sort of racial discrimination. Again, like he benefits a lot from being in the early days of YouTube. That's where he gets all of his fame, all of his money, and he's done nothing but squander that.
Yeah,
he just been giving more opportunities than most people on Earth. But go ahead.
Yeah, you're right on that. But he's just saying it because he heard that point on Twitter, and
right.
He didn't see the context in what it applied to. He's just like, well, I guess I'm not a protected group, so YouTube's never gonna help me get rid of my trolls.
And there's a lot of that left over from his college application days too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he has had the most opportunities, more opportunities than most people would even dream about, you know? And he, coming from him, it's very funny to know how privileged he was, you know?
Oh, yeah. And
and if you're someone who wants to argue against like the validity of that claim, this is the worst. This is like the best person you can use for that, because this is someone who's not suffering because of the color of their skin. There's someone who's suffering because of their own stupidity and lack of ability to grow and be able to do really anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I guess, I mean, we can leave it at that until the end of this clip is just repeating himself over and over again. I think at some point he asks, like, why do the trolls want you off the internet or something? And to this, all I have to respond by is that all I want to do is just see how the story ends in its natural conclusion. I don't know if somebody's going to fucking drone strike his house, it's not going to be me. If somebody's going to DMCA him, it's not going to be me. If he just dies off stream one night, it's not going to be my fault. So that's all I want to see, is how the tragic tale of Darkside Phil is going to conclude itself.
Yep, that's same with me. That's same with me.
He wants to be someone who says, like, yeah, I'm not going away. I'm going to be here until I decide to. And it's like, okay, well, then that means we get to see you like have seizures. We get to see you have strokes on stream, like a lot of content creators are doing now who have been in the game for a long time. And it's like, that's all going to be recorded. It's all going to be on camera. And what are you going to do? Get mad at the people who make fun of it? Like, you're the one flaunting like your invincibility. Like, people are going to splice it together. You'd be like, I'm not going anywhere. And then you're like foaming at the mouth, man. Like that's what you get for that. And if it's too much heat, then get out of the kitchen, man. This is everything has a price to it. This is the price you pay for the profession that you chose to be in, and
Yep.
like shake your ass in front of people, being like, "I'm not going anywhere." And it's like, well, we'll see about that.
Yeah. There's so many benefits to career he's chosen. There are a lot of benefits, but there's also a lot of downsides. So you can't just pretend the downsides don't exist, even though he likes to pretend they don't with like the income and stuff. He's like, yeah, imagine you're working at your office job, okay? And then one day you get there and then you get like 10% of your income. That wouldn't be cool, right? Yeah, but they chose to have an office job that allows them to get a regular income, sir. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where he wants the best parts of being a streamer, but zero part of the bad parts. And unfortunately, criticism is one of those bad parts of being on the internet, my friend.
Yes.
But anyways, let's get to a few shout outs before we wrap it up. Any comments to come from this? Copeside Phil says, coming from the guy who makes $100,000 a year? Oh, he's definitely suppressed though, dude. Would be way more without the suppression factor. If he wasn't a white male, dude, he'd make it way more. Mr. Extravagant says, DSP says you guys only do this for the bag. So I wanted to add to that bag. Shout out to all my boyfriends. Thanks for adding to the bag.
Hey, no, something
Catfish, yeah.
something you just said about him wanting all the positives and all the negatives, with no negatives, is that's what allows us, as he brought up the point of hypocrisy, that's what allows us to say whatever we want. Sometimes we get fucking slapped on the wrist or taken down or whatever, but that's why he can't afford to say whatever he wants, because that's something that comes with this job. It's a responsibility. It's a burden you gotta bear. If you want to be a full-time streamer, you better keep that shit chill.
Catfish in the house says, it's oh god, it's meerkatnosis. I can't help myself. Ooh, I eBay. What do you say? I manipulate you with my manipulative powers. Ooh.
So wait, does that mean we're doing like the reverse pignosis, which is getting people to send us money by like not being shitty about it?
I guess so, yeah.
Yes.
We do the opposite of begging. That we're also it's a form of that's meerkatnosis, actually. Big ups.
Sure.
Curtis Angus says that they were behind the copyright strikes that got him in the place he is today. Curtis Angus, now I'm going to ask on you, Ludwig, because you were around before me. Be Awesome One was not a member of this. Okay, that is the person that did those copyright strikes for the art, wasn't it? I'm not sure about that.
Not that I know of. Like, there's a reason when I made that video highlighting a lot of different detractor channels, like about 100 of them, I didn't include Be Awesome One because I felt like that was kind of over the line. And I had a private conversation with Ann Lead about that, trying to debate, like, do I seem hypocritical if I give like a highlight to this guy? It's like I don't know. I just played it safe. I didn't include it.
Yeah, we got kind of the same response when we put the SOK in the what was like Detractor Legacy Award or something.
Yeah,
but it's like just ignoring that they existed and that people still watch them to this day. This is just kind of dishonest. So yeah, they didn't do good shit, but there's a lot of stuff they did that's still being enjoyed, and you should at least have the choice to be able to vote for them.
Rodrigo says him praising SOK is effing wild because they did try to monetize Dave, and Fred Fuchs was an asshole maniac that tried to launch his career off of DSP. Well, how did they try to monetize him, right? I mean, I don't know how they really got money in their pockets. I know they did the water well and that kind of thing, but they're one of the hardest fast rules. Like, you could see those leaks. They were fucking pissed at people. They were nuts, dude.
They were on people's asses for like an emote in a Twitch chat or something. We're not even talking about like ads.
Yeah. We're saying like, you're saying you made an emote, like you have like subs on Twitch and then you have an emote about Philip. That's you making money off of Philip.
Yeah.
That's an issue. And they talk about it on Discord for an hour.
It's much easier to just let people have their own responsibility for how they choose to approach any single issue, because you're not like responsible for them. I'm not responsible for how many videos Duty's gonna upload or how many ads he's gonna put on him. It's the viewer's choice to decide who they fucking want to watch based on what they see and what they've grown to understand about what they're seeing. It's simple as fuck.
Big ups to Vike says that name meant dox me again.
Oh yeah, that one that he couldn't read.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Nate Rivers says he also pretends that he's changed so much. He's changed and so much better than the dregs that clown him on the regular, which paradoxically makes him easier to hate. Yeah, he one of the big parts of this, how he sells so much he's changed, how awesome his content is. That just adds to the fun of it. when we can point out things that aren't awesome as he pretends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. It's one of his favorite contradictions. Like, on one hand, I didn't do anything that bad, but for the people who don't believe me, I'm sorry for all the things that I did bad. It's like, well,
yeah.
which one is it? You can't really bounce between the two.
And and people like to point out how he says he's such a hard worker, all this stuff, but like he clearly puts as least little work possible into the actual work part of things, like his OBS stuff. He
Oh
doesn't
my
give a
God.
shit about OBS, doesn't know how it works at all. But yes, he's a very serious streamer that cares about what he does. Absolutely.
This dude
definitely.
unboxed a controller. Like, he was hyping it up for like just sitting there waiting for the package to arrive, just hyping it up, and then when he gets it, he clowns out and he
Yep.
just mocks and ridicules people who could have possibly been hyped up for it. It's like you're ridiculing yourself.
Yeah,
Like, you can't hype it up and then mock the idea of hyping it up. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He hyped it up legitimately. Yeah, like it was a serious thing. I got unboxed. It's gonna be awesome. And then he did the clown. So it's like, yeah, how should we respond when you hype shit up then? Because you make us feel like assholes if we get hyped for something.
Because he does that with a lot of stuff. Similarly, he did that to when Baldur's Gate 3, he had this spear item that he lost. And first, he was very sincere and like angry about it, genuinely angry about it. And then I feel like he caught himself, he had the self-awareness to realize he's crossing into, being embarrassing and cringe, even though he crossed into that hours ago.
Yep.
And then he spun it in like sarcastic direction to say like, oh yeah, Larian Studios, give me my fucking spear back, in like an over the top, theatrical way, as if to say people, I'm not actually genuinely mad about it, but he was genuinely mad about it, and you could tell. It's super easy to tell.
Big ups GBRC says, that being said, do you know of any, do any of you know 2025 is the year Phil has to get off his back taxes paid off? Chances as he will not, as they are big chance he will end up in federal prison. I mean, you know. I know
I
like
can
some
hope.
people said that he's his back taxes have to be paid by then, but who knows the deal about that. He'll let us know though. Don't worry. If there's a problem, he'll tell you.
Yeah.
He'll tell his fans how much money he needs. GBRC again says Dent head comes from the Dent gaming headsets put on the top of your head like Dent head comes from the Dent gaming headsets put on top of your head. Live. Debunk it, Phil. Eat it. Yeah. The dent comes from the headache, the headphone thing that messes up his hair. I guess we need to check that. What's the original first use of dent in that way?
I think it was the mod that had a literal dent in his head. And then it just kind of stuck because it's like, it's easy, it's quick to say. It's dent. That's it, dent head.
It's simple.
There you go.
CTC Jackie says, I would ask him to disprove the 11-year-old slapping comment. He said in the past that was a lie. Let him get out of that one. That would be, I'm a different person.
It was someone who was disgusting to me, and I just said as an offhand comment. Come on.
Yeah. He'll say something like that.
Yeah.
But that's like one of those things. That was a character, nonsense. Ugly Monster in the house says, here's some of that hard-earned detractor money. Big ups, Ugly Monster. Fell for that meerkat gnosis.
All right.
Movie Sign says the more detractor dollars you get is money that Dave doesn't get. Big ups.
Well, I mean, you don't have to give it to us for him not to get it. Just don't give it to him. That's kind of simple.
Yes, that's the key.
It wouldn't have been given in to him anyways.
Yeah.
Wagon Burner Ken says, from a boomer gamer that works 2 jobs to survive, keep up the good job. Big ups to Wagon Burner Ken. Thank you so much, sir.
Big ups.
With that being said, I believe that is a wrap on this marathon of a show. So, Ludwig World Order, let me get your Twitch link going in the chat. Anything you want to pimp out right now, my friend?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch Mondays. Thursdays are more gaming oriented. I try and pick a game. Sometimes it's random. Sometimes it's one that people know about. I'm preparing for the Elden Ring DLC. When DSP plays the Elden Ring DLC, I plan on making a This Is How You Don't Play about that. Following up on the Elden Ring This Is How You Don't Play that I have out there.
Mm-hmm.
People seem to be enjoying. But until then, I'm just sort of like semi-detoxing, I guess.
Oh, nice.
Instead of just like watching every single pre-stream, I watch these absolute bangers like this one above my head. But yeah, everyone else is killing it. I that's one of the great things about like making less DSP content is that there's no shortage of people out there who are picking up the slack and doing a really good job of it. And I really appreciate not only them, but all the people who are supporting them and making it worth their while, because it's definitely not easy.
Mm-hmm. Big ups to that. Meerkat? Send us home, please.
Yeah, hell yeah, brothers. No intro, no outro from now on, because there's no point in it. So we're just gonna say goodbye, and I'm gonna cut the stream off. ALT, you done? Got any
done.
last words? All right, brothers.
Fucking A. Get
See
fucked.
you on the next Angry Joe show. Peace out.
May the good blood guide your way, Hulkamaniacs.